I can't do it
What
again.
the hell are you doing?
I can't do it again. I can't do it again. I get the feeling you were waiting for me
I don't know. I was waiting on
to
you
make
to do
that
something.
noise again.
You're banging the bongo over here. There it is. Let's get the show started, baby.
I had so many people.
I forgot about that for a second. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I forgot he made that noise yesterday.
I had so many people yesterday come up to me and say, that sounds just like CJ. He said, how did you learn how to do a CJ impression?
You work with a man long enough, you become just like he is.
It does. It was, and I don't know if it is because we worked together for this long. I don't know, but it does.
We hadn't even worked together that long.
Long enough, barely.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
I don't know if it's good or bad, but it is what it is, right?
It's definitely good.
Definitely,
it is most assuredly a good thing.
That's a strong term, but in any event, welcome. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing out there? This is the part when you guys say, "Yeah, we're good." I'll let you interact. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Welcome in. I'm Peter. That is CJ over there, and Austin over there. So as I sit, CJ's across from me, and Austin is to my left. And that, just to give you a proximity, what's going on? Austin is to CJ's right.
Yes.
On the show.
We need a camera in there so the folks can see.
Yeah, Austin doesn't want that.
I don't have to wear a polo every day, so you just come on out.
Austin doesn't need that. Don't be. I like the theater of the mind a little bit.
Yeah, they can just imagine what I look like.
Imagine what could he do? What could he look like?
Okay.
He's a mythical being right now.
A mythological creature.
I could be a robot for all they know. That
he
just
could be, yeah.
knows how to do this stuff.
He could be an extremely sentient AI. And we don't even know at this point. He's not, but he could be. But he's not. So there you go. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Welcome in, everybody. It is still summer. We just got done with the hottest September in Memphis history.
Mm-hmm.
An average of 84 degrees for the entire month of
That seems a little
September.
low. I feel like it was hot as hell.
Well, on average. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, for at any point in time, you walk outside, it's that night. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've never experienced that before. It's probably going to be hot again today.
Probably it is. I think possible record today and tomorrow.
We've already had records, so I don't know. I don't even know what we're doing. Why can't we stop this? This seems crazy.
We should be able to just turn the AC on outside.
You know what? You're so right, man. Why can't we do that?
I don't know. Get a bunch of fans.
This technology.
Yeah.
Come a long way in so many ways, and yet we can't even deal with
This is a phone now, and it fits in my pocket. My dad told me a story.
You got air conditioning yet? You got air conditioning yet in your car?
No.
Come on, man.
No.
Oh, jeez. All right. Anyway, your dad was telling you a story. Go ahead.
Went to a school. Principal was doing a principal type lecture talk to the students or whatever, and showed them an old school phone, one that plugged into a wall, and one of the kids raised his hand and then like completely serious. So let me get this straight. Y'all carried that phone in your pocket? How did it fit? Just no concept of the fact that, hey, when you were away from the landline, you just couldn't talk to people.
Yeah, you just wasn't talking to people.
No.
There was no interaction.
And the point is, we've taken that phone, turn it into this, something that fits in your pocket. We can't find a way to turn the AC on outside, get a bunch of fans together, get a giant sheet of ice, and just everybody turn their fans on,
the ice
blow the ice around.
Melting on for it. So
You can just keep rotating ice in.
I mean, I'm talking about the...
that ice.
Yeah, that ice.
That ice.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, you have to...
That does help keep things cool also.
Yeah. So this is...
I'm workshopping the idea.
Yeah, we got... There's no bad ideas, they say.
No.
Sometimes they're wrong about that, but there's no... But allegedly, there's no bad ideas. On the show today, we're going to talk to Omari Sankofa, my colleague over at The Athletic. We'll do that at 8 o'clock, talk about Grizzlies Media Day yesterday. The Grizzlies open a practice or training camp. I always just call it practice. Like camp is slightly different because they have 2 sessions and whatever, but it's basically just glorified practice. And then the first preseason game is Sunday. Crazy. The first NBA preseason game was last night.
Yeah.
We got NBA basketball action.
Yes.
Houston destroyed the Shanghai Sharks.
Well,
140-71, a 69-point victory.
wow. They almost beat them by as many points as the Sharks scored.
The double up.
Yeah.
Double up. Let's go. Double up. Almost double up. And James Harden debuted his new shot to much fanfare, which is, as I understand it, him shooting off one foot.
I don't get the fanfare, but okay.
I don't either. Somebody's going to have to explain to me. What is the, like, everyone's going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots the ball off 1 foot.
Yes.
Okay, now, admittedly, I'm not a high-level NBA player.
Could have fooled me.
I get that a lot, but I'm not.
Definitely thought you were a high-caliber athlete.
Well, I mean, I am
He
a
is.
high-caliber athlete, but I'm just not a high-level NBA player.
Okay.
As I've already showed you, I've got the legs of a true warrior. I can destroy people with my legs.
Yes.
But anyway, what I'm saying is, not being a high-level NBA player, or even a medium-level NBA player, to be honest. Or even a low-level NBA player, or even a zero-level NBA player. I'm failing to understand. Did you see the shot?
Yes.
Okay, so can you walk me through exactly what the like advantage would be to doing that?
My guess, this is just from seeing the shot.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is instead of having to get 2 feet set, that extra like millisecond to get that other foot set, get that down for the step back, he can go off one foot, and if he's accurate with it, if he's any good at it, it's a better shot for him, and the defense can't contest. So now you don't know if he's going to go off 1 foot or if he's going to step back to go off of 2 feet. And so as a defender, it causes you an extra second, an extra half second of thinking to try and figure out how you're going to contest. May lead to some fouls. We know how he likes to draw fouls, and it's just a counter move to the already really good step back that he has.
Okay, let me see this. I'm going to watch this again because I like the way you explain that. I'm not sure I agree with it because the way he gathers. So watching the shot again, he dribbles, steps back, gathers, but he really doesn't. He doesn't do it in a way that would lead to what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's still going. He basically goes in the same direction. He's going backwards with like a fade on it, and he misses the shot. By the way,
Yeah.
It was very early in the game when he popped it off. Like within 3 minutes, he was like, he's ready. He's like, I'm unleashing this thing.
Let's see what's up.
If you could do it off 1 foot or 1 leg, like just fire it up real quick, then I could see what you're saying. It throws people off. It's hard to defend. But if he just does it like that, it just looks like the same shot. He just chose to do it off 1 foot. Like if I stand still in the corner and somebody passes me the ball and I shoot it off 1 leg, like that's not.
Yeah.
That's just kind of being like gimmicky. Oh, cool, 1 leg, great. Like I mean, I'm not fully engaged on this one. I don't get, and I think on top of that, I think like you got to make it consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure about that. And I'm not. It's his opposite leg, I guess, which is something. But like I don't know. I'm not feeling it just yet.
And I think I don't know if it depends on which side of the floor he's on.
Yeah, I gotta see how this.
I'm looking at the step backs now, and of course he's making all of them. But the space that he creates off the step back, if he can do that off 1 leg, you're coming out for the step back, and he's just off 1 leg, so you're not in his line of vision. So he's got a direct angle at the rim. And so it's just 1 leg to the side because step back is going back. The 1 leg is more to the side, almost like a runner. And so he's just 1 step and up. He has a better angle at the rim and is tougher to defend. Yeah, I think that's what he's going for. Right. But to your point, it is also a gimmick.
Yeah,
it is also like I want to be known like Kareem was with the hook, like Dirk was known for the one-legged step back. Well, not step back, fade.
Yeah, the fade.
The one-legged fade. I want to be known like Karl Malone was for kicking people when he shot, and like Kobe was when he would pop people in the face when he shot and you knocked the ball away. I want to be known like that.
Like Reggie Miller was.
Yeah, like Reggie Miller.
Splayed his legs out.
Just Reggie Miller doing the splits in the air.
Draymond Green was for kicking people in the nuts.
Yes.
You want to have a gimmick.
You want to have a gimmick that is also marketable.
Yeah,
that kids can do and that you won't get in trouble for in the NBA.
Like Hamed Haddadi did when he dunked on Shaq.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yes.
Like, absolutely, yeah. I agree with that. I listen, man, gimmicks are great. No problem. I'm not knocking it. Not knocking the hustle. Good for you, my man. Good for you. I'm just saying this seems very gimmicky to me. I'm not like you've got to come up with some innovation like the to the whole like okay, so the James Harden initial step back that he's been working on and has made his own is you can understand why it's there. It's a phenomenal shot. It's extremely difficult to defend. It's
we're talking about the 2-step back.
Yeah, we're talking about his 2-step. That's the one that he's doing. Like it looks like it's walking, but it's not. It's really hard to defend. It's really hard to deal with. He can make it at a high level. It allows him in isolation to get a shot against just about anybody whenever he wants. I get it. Totally understand it, and that's his deal, and that's an iconic shot for him. The skyhook, perfect example. Skyhook. Kareem did the skyhook because he's extremely tall, and his arm is extremely long. And so if you hook the shot and you release it towards the top of your already tall body with a tall arm, that's like 10 feet. You're basically level with the rim when you extend the ball. Like that, you can't block that shot. That makes perfect sense. Like that's a very smart shot. If you can make it, it makes perfect sense, and it's unique to you, and so that makes perfect sense. What Karl Malone did that his body type was such that his big butt and legs allowed him to kind of use that post move and then splay out a little bit and get that separation. Again, that was unique to him. And these all have strategic advantages. Dirk's, his 7-foot frame.
So tall.
He's so tall. And if he backs up a little bit now, okay, what,
Can't block it, can't contest
it's hard enough to block it if you're not stepping back. But if you step back on top, now you can't, what can you do? Can't get there. So all that makes perfect sense. The 1 foot one, under this particular thing I'm talking about, doesn't make any. It's not unique from a physical standpoint. A lot of guys could do it, whether they want to or not. I don't know, but you could. It doesn't make your shot to me any more difficult to defend as I see it right now. Maybe there's a way you can do it and it would, but as I see it right now, it doesn't make your shot any more difficult to defend. I don't. That's why I say it's a gimmick. I mean, some of these things are not gimmicks. Some of these things are legit.
They became gimmicks, though. They became what we identified these players as and with because of, like you said, the naturalness of the act.
Well, but that doesn't make it a gimmick. That just means like it becomes identifiable.
Okay,
like it wasn't done. The shot was done first and foremost to create a competitive advantage, and it became identified with that person because of that. But it wasn't like, I got to create a signature shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a new season. I got to have something new in the bag so everybody can say, "Oh, check me out, I'm new." It wasn't created like that. It was created like, okay, how do I score more points?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really tall. Okay, well, let me lean back further and shoot my shot at the high end. Let me release it way up high so no one has any chance to block.
It was natural.
Exactly.
That
it was
is
a natural part of this.
This isn't natural.
And it became a gimmick for them because it's just like we identify it with them. But this isn't. They didn't come up with like, I'm going to go in the lab and create something new. Like, no, it just came out of their desire to be better.
Yeah.
This is. I know James Harden wants to be better, but to me, it's this smacks of a guy that went and like talked to his agent or whoever and be like, man, we got to come up with something new this year.
We're not selling enough shoes, dog.
The people, it's like an artist with that album that it's like we had a 3-album contract and we've made 2 and they're great. We got to get this 3rd one. Like, let's see what songs we got back here, and you just kind of throw it together. It just feels like this was kind of extra. Like this doesn't really.
Yeah.
This wasn't necessary. We didn't need this. I don't know. I was somewhat disappointed in all the hype. Like, I can't believe it.
I don't listen. I don't get
like,
it. I don't. This isn't the Euro step. When the Euro step finally made its way over here, I was like, my Lord.
Yeah. Oh, that makes perfect.
What is going on here? Game has been changed
because it's competitive
but this ain't
advantage.
That. Yes, that is like clearly if you're athletic and agile enough to be able to do that and still explode, that is it. Like, you got it. If you get to the rim, it's over with. This, to your point, I don't get it either. I've seen a couple of the highlights from Make What You Will of the pickup games in the offseason. And it's like, okay, I see what he's trying to do, but can he get that at this level? I don't think he can, but it'll be interesting to watch him shoot off one leg and watch everybody lose their minds.
I mean, it did make the game against the Shanghai Sharks somewhat interesting, so or at least that one part of it.
I mean, that's all we're talking about.
I watched the rest. Well, it was better than the NFL game last night. I mean, again,
Lord.
I can't.
Dear sweet mercy, the NFL is struggling right now in these primetime slots.
27-3, Pittsburgh beats Cincinnati. The Steel. This game was just the old two dogs barking on the porch. This was just bad on bad, and clearly the Steelers are less bad, and that's good for them. I mean, when you've got the magisterial Mason Rudolph getting out there and
the who?
You've got a anemic rushing attack and a good enough, I suppose, passing attack. I mean, he was very accurate. He just was very. There was just not a lot going on there. Then Andy Dalton, just pure grade A sucks. I mean, I don't know if there's any other way to put it at this point.
I mean, he's not a very good NFL quarterback right now, Peter.
He's not a good XFL quarterback right now.
Oh, really? So you're telling me 2020, 2021, Andy Dalton, ESPN2, noon kickoff, Minnesota versus Nebraska?
Yeah.
That's where we're going to see him?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I
think he'd do a great job at that.
I think he would be very good at that. The old Red Rocket. I'm not sure, but this NFL quarterbacking business is the Ginger Ninja is what they called him. Actually.
The who?
Yeah. The Ginger Ninja.
Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh. Somebody has slipped up. Somebody has slipped up.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that one. There's no question.
Somebody has slipped up on purpose and lied like it was a slip up also.
Well, there's always that. There's always that one. The Ginger Ninja is a great name, though. you just can't. You can't deal with it. You can't deal with it because you're just worried. You can't be worried. You just got to let it fly. Like Taylor Jenkins said yesterday, you just got to let it fly. Or as Dylan Brooks says, he actually says it's Taylor Jenkins likes to say, "Let that Mother Nature fly." You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So this when you say Ginger Ninja, you just got to let that Mother Nature fly. You got to let it go. You got to let it happen. You can't be out here.
I'm not concerned for me. I'm good.
Yeah.
I can let it fly. I'm concerned for all of you.
I got it. I'm not worried about it. I'm one leg setback in this thing. I got no problem. I can. What you need? I got this. I'm not worried about it one bit. Oh man, I missed baseball last night. I'm just kidding. I've never said that before in my life.
They played? Who won?
Nobody played last night.
That's what I said. They didn't play. It's the first time in 6 months that they didn't play baseball, other than like the All-Star break business, so all that stuff. But I was pretending like I missed baseball, but I didn't.
See,
that was the joke.
Got it back tonight though.
Over.
Woo!
Wild card game, baby.
Yeah.
Straight over my head. All right, let's go baseball. Wild card teams. That really does sound like me.
It really does. It sounds exactly like you. I can't. I made the noise, and I can't believe it's not you. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was you, even though I know I did it. I still think it's you. So there is that. Yeah, it's Family Leisure Studios. Go check out Family Leisure right now. It's still hot. I mean, I tried to tell you back in August, if you should have gotten your pool because you'd still be very much using it.
Yes.
And now would be a beautiful day to go use your. It's October 1st. And it'd be a great day to go.
It's 96.
It's 96.
It's going to be 96 today and tomorrow.
This is way hotter than it was in June. Like, so go jump in there and.
Yeah. It is.
Hot-tober is here.
You created it.
Was that bad?
You created it. Don't look at him that
Sweat
way.
timber in October.
Did you just say sweat timber?
Sweat timber in October.
Boy, I guess I have to take responsibility for this, don't I?
Yeah.
This hurts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't mean for this to happen. This is unintended consequences, you know.
I didn't really think it was going to be that bad, honestly.
It makes you sort of think, and you go back and look at some of the life's decisions, and when things like this happen, it makes you rethink, what got you to this point.
I'm Peter. I'm going to be punny. Nothing bad is going to happen. Nobody's going to take it to this level. This is going to be great. And my man comes in with sweat timber and hot tober. That's your fault.
That sounded just like me. An incredible impression. I'm Peter. I like to do. Anyway, let's take a break. Go and just go to Family Leisure.
Yeah.
Go get your pool. It's probably, honestly, you probably got another month or two.
This is going to be hot till December.
Yeah.
Maybe even January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've just gotten rid of winter altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just
or shortened it severely. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to the two season, the wet season and the dry season.
Okay. Like the tropics?
Yes.
I like it. Okay. So if that's the case, definitely get over to Family Leisure and check it out. It is your spot for the swim spas, for the 4-person spas, for the portable spas, for everything else that's there for you. Pools, you name it. Go to Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Back after this, we continue, and got a lot of folks mad, a lot of angry folks. We'll discuss that when we continue here on The Experience. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 961 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infinity of Memphis, and we've got a new Infinity crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infinity has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And QX50 MSRP starts at only $36,550, which is less than its Acura, Audi, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
MSRP excludes destination charge, tax, title, license, and options. Infinity of Memphis or online at infinityofmemphis.com. Grizz Nation, be the first to guarantee your seats to see the next generation of Grizzlies in the biggest games, the best matchups, and the best giveaways of the season. As all single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $10. For details, call 901-888-HOOP or shop Grizzlies.com.
Check out Bass Pro Shop's Flocktoberfest, October 12th and 13th at the Memphis Pyramid, with huge savings on all the gear you need. Free seminars by expert duck hunters and regional and national calling championships, emceed by Jim Ronquest, with over $20,000 in cash and prizes, including the championship prize, a Tracker Off-Road 800 SX side-by-side, and a one-night stay at Big Cypress Lodge. You can register on-site or visit BassPro.com/Flocktoberfest for details.
If you're someone that enjoys a truly great steak, then there's only one choice for you downtown. 117 Prime. 117 Prime has lots of different things on the menu, but the main attraction is the steaks. Prepared by chefs that love a great steak, you can choose from the 5 or 10-ounce fillets, the 16-ounce prime, the 8-ounce top sirloin cap culotte, or the 14-ounce New York strip, or the king of them all, the 24-ounce dry-aged porterhouse. You heard that right, 24 ounces of the best steak you've ever tasted. If you're craving steak, then head downtown to the steak experts. Head to Prime.
Williams Equipment Supply is your homegrown, locally owned Bobcat dealer in the Mid-South. And with Bobcat's leading technology backed up by our staff of factory-trained parts and service techs, contractors get their work done efficiently and profitably. Whether you prefer to rent, lease, or own, Williams Equipment Supply has what you need at a price you can afford.
This is Sam Watson, your Memphis area Bobcat specialist. Call me at 901-326-6429 and let me help you get the equipment you need to get the job done.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
If you're the owner of a company and you're tired of a dirty office building, or maybe you're tired of dirty restrooms, or floors and carpets that are filthy, or windows that you can't even see through, I've got a solution. Let Trinity be your cleaning solution. Trinity Professional Services. They're putting professionalism back in cleaning. They specialize in stripping and waxing and buffing floors, in cleaning carpet. Just make it seem like it's spring outside. Window cleaning where you see through and everything shines. Commercial janitorial services specializing in final construction cleaning. Hey, the people that own this company, they are big construction people. They know what needs to be done. So if you would like it done the right way, call Todd Pope or Tommy Ferrari, the former Tiger quarterback, at 833-6773. 833-6773. It's Trinity. They're your cleaning solution.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Oh, yeah. Soft Rock Tuesday. You can take your Shaq diss track, and I'll just take this right here. I have a soft rock diss track.
I accept all soft rock.
You accept all?
All.
Yeah,
all
Shaq posted his diss track to Damian Lillard, and he misspelled accept, which is I can't deal with this, man. Accept. It's. I know we got some tricky stuff in English. English is a tricky language sometimes, but can we? Like it just irritates me, and I'm just it's a personal thing. But people that are extremely successful, Shaq is doing great, got a lot of money, doing really well, right?
Mm-hmm. He's on the Papa John's board. I didn't think
he's on the board of everything. He got businesses left, right, and center. And I know what you're gonna say. And come on, Papa John's is they're working.
I didn't know that they like certain people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
Shaq fits into that model.
Shaq fits into that. That's what Shaq does.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why he's so successful.
Yes.
But anyway, the fact that someone can get that far and do that much, and then he just can't get the accept part. Oh, it just kills me, man.
Well, he's got to do a little bit better.
Like there, and there. That kills me. Insure, IN versus EN. Ugh.
Sense. Mm-hmm. That one gets me all the time.
Sense, yep.
I just go with E, no matter what. Since you've been gone, SENSE. I got nothing for you, man. That's how I just roll with that one because that one seems to be right most of the time. Yeah, and if you're right 75% of the time, that's damn near all the time for me. So I'm good.
Well, that's part of that 25% that you're not. So unfortunately,
probably why I'm not good at making picks.
This might explain some things. Yeah, it's just you can't. Although I will say, my rule of thumb also is that in a restaurant menu, the more misspellings, the better the food. Yeah, I feel like if you spend too much time, especially for a locally owned, like a small mom and pop joint, the more misspellings on the menu, the better the food is. Because I feel like you're just not really paying. You're just freelancing. Like, let's just put this menu out here because our food's so good. I'm not even worried about the menu. and it probably is good. But if it's a local place and the menu's really nice, I'm like, it makes me like maybe.
Got to throw in some misspelled words.
Yeah, you got to give me like a little that local flavor. That's all I'm saying. So people are mad, CJ.
Why?
What happened yesterday? The NCAA legislation. Whoo, man! Let me tell you, people are mad.
Yeah,
and I mean, real mad. The people that are maddest are the people who, this is going to amaze you, but the people who stand to lose a lot of money. Or stand to lose a lot of money if the current system, as it's going down right now, is upended in any way. If the current gravy train goes back to the station and the gravy that's on it is unloaded to the people that made the gravy. It's a great analogy.
It is. Now I'm picturing like this gravy, vat of brown gravy
that's right.
Moving down the train.
And the people that made the gravy, the gravy makers,
yes,
don't get to enjoy the gravy.
I'm picturing like a giant gravy tree with a bunch of elves in it.
Well,
sort of like the Keebler elves.
I think well, now the gravy elves are about to get some of this. Gravy elves. That's got to be attractive.
I mean, it just does.
So the Pac-12 says Pac-12 is disappointed. Now, again, this is Pac-12, by the way, whose commissioner, Larry Scott, makes $5.3 million per year. Wrap your head around that. My man should be on a diss track with Dame Lillard and Shaq because he's rolling in significant amount of money. Larry Scott. L. Scott. I'm manipulating the system and taking advantage of young players for my money. He's mad, though. Pac-12 is disappointed in the passage of SB 206 and believes it will have very significant negative consequences for our student athletes and broader universities in California. This legislation will lead to the professionalization of college sports and many unintended consequences related to this professionalism. Imposes a state law that conflicts with national rules, will blur the lines for how California universities recruit student athletes and compete nationally, and will likely reduce resources and opportunities for student athletes in Olympic sports and have a negative disparate impact on female student athletes. Now, this is one I'm going to have to we're going to have to work on this a little bit. The legislation, as I understand it, CJ, is to allow for players and to ensure that players receive compensation for their image and likeness being used in a promotional capacity or in some kind of a sponsorship situation, other sort of deals like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this costing the NCAA anything? Is the NCAA required? Are they required to sponsor a player, or is there some kind of a money thing that I'm unaware of as to?
No.
So it doesn't the money doesn't come out of there. Are the coaches do they have to pay?
No, they don't have to pay out of pocket. No.
Do any of the Olympic sports have to pay like a budget?
Mm-mm.
We have to take anything out of like the water polo budget to cover any of this stuff?
No.
Would the fact that I don't know, Johnny's Pizza wants to have Stanford wide receiver, who cares, be their sponsor? Where does that money goes from Johnny's Pizza to Stanford wide receiver, who cares, or perhaps his agent or whatever representation he has? We're gonna have to explain to me how this scaremongering out there. You have to walk me through the consequences here. I'm not.
It's about the power. Right now they have the money and the power. Everybody knows first you get the money, you get the respect, then you get the power. And if you have the power, you don't want to relinquish it. If you have the ability to dictate and control most of what the athletes do and how they do it and where they go and how they get there, if you have the power to do that, you also have the power to basically force them to bend at your will. Otherwise, you'll lose this scholarship and you won't be able to play and you won't be able to get the education. So if you begin to allow them to get money, they begin to get a little bit more power. And then with that power, they begin to, dictate some of the terms and agreements to their own existence and to the sports that they participate in. And you don't want that to happen if you're the NCAA and if you're administration, because then that forces you to have to negotiate and talk to them like they are your peers, like they are your equals, like they are the ones that are actually making money for you and for this enterprise.
Like collective bargaining.
Yes.
Interesting. Mark Emmert is the president of the NCAA, and he makes $2.4 million. Now, again, you have to explain to me, what's Larry Scott doing and what Mark Emmert doing for $2.4 million? Larry Scott's making 5.3.
If it's amateurism, Peter, they should just be grateful to get a scholarship.
Well, I mean,
they should be grateful for a chance to work and build and improve upon their resume so that one day, in the near future or the distant future, they'll be able to say, hey, I did this on my resume, and it might lead to them getting a better job at a company that's going to pay them money. If this is amateurism.
I mean, even if it's professionalism in a administrative capacity, why do they need to? Why does Larry Scott need to make $5.3 million? How much is the Pac-12? Are we doing okay there? Mark Emmert, aren't the administrators? Shouldn't other people on down the line stand to improve from this? And I'm not talking about the vice presidents and all that. I'm talking about far, far down the line. This is similar to what we're talking about with CEO pay in the United States. It's just out of control. It's crazy. Top-end administrators are making insane amounts of money on the backs of the average person who, has a job and, has health care. But part of the reason, a lot of this is trying to get people to, lock in on this and not realize the disparity that's really going on here. So it's really so Mark Emmert, my bigger point is that these dudes have a lot of money that's at stake here. If the organizational balance changes, then that next deal that they sign is going to all of a sudden potentially look a little different because the finances are going to look a little different. If some of that money that is now guaranteed to the NCAA and to the conferences and to the administrators starts instead to go to the players. Well, now we got a different kind of discussion here. So the gravy train is under some threat here, and they're reacting very poorly. The NCAA says, as a membership organization, the NCAA agrees changes are needed to continue to support student athletes. Well, that's wonderful. How long has the NCAA been around? about a century?
150?
I think it's, football. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
NCAA, I think, is not quite as old as that. But, it's been around for, I'd say, over a century.
Yeah.
They've had plenty of time to do some of these changes. This is not a recent problem.
Mm-hmm.
They've not done anything.
Correct.
So now they need more time. Said the improvement needs to happen on a national level through the NCAA's rules-making process. Again, plenty of time to have already done that. Didn't do any of it. They say, unfortunately, this new law is already creating confusion for current and future student athletes, coaches, administrators, and campuses, and not just in California. That's, again, no reason not to do it. Creation of confusion doesn't nullify the meaning of what's going on. You don't think there's enough confusion already with the NCAA's patchwork laws? And if you look at the application of punishments, it's pretty damn confusing to try to make sense of any of it. So I don't think alleviating confusion has never really been a factor for the NCAA before. But obviously, when you have a existential threat to this big pipeline of money that's coming in, then you have to rethink the game a little bit.
Yes.
I think, just think to yourself, CJ, and to everyone else, just think to yourself, why are they so mad? Why are they so hell-bent on not doing this? Is it because of, quote-unquote, creating a fair situation for, a level playing field? Or is it because they don't want to lose their money? Or is it because the hustle is under threat?
Mm-hmm.
My side hustle here, now my main hustle, is under significant threat because all of a sudden people have awakened and realize this isn't right. We can fix this. And here's a way we can fix it. Now states, California, New York's goes even further. New York's actually directs payments to players. Now California's doesn't do that. There will be legal challenges. There will be interstate commerce challenges. There will be challenges to this, and depending on how you interpret it, they may be successful. They may be partially successful. It remains to be seen. But to me, the genie is out of the bottle because these other states now can realign the legislation in different ways. The whole point of it is people's eyes, to me at least, it appears, have been opened, and people are saying, this is not right. And this is people on all sides of the political spectrum. This is not just liberals, not just, crazy left-wing loons. This is not even, it's a lot of right-wing folks, a lot of conservatives, a lot of liberals, a lot of everyone in between. When that happens, man, it becomes inevitable.
We sing the praises of capitalism. We sing it daily. Some of us sing it hourly. This isn't, if you rock with capitalism, the NCAA model is not it. And so we like that thought. If we like that, the way capitalism forces innovation and forces creativity, we like that and we rock with that, then we should be on board. And that's why a lot of us are on board with the fact that, hey, players should at the very least be able to make money off their likeness. Now let's take a step back and look, because like you said, these other state bills are going a step further. So let's take a step back and see what model would work to actually get college athletes paid.
That's what, if they really cared about doing it, they would do it.
They being the NCAA?
Yeah. If they really cared about getting athletes paid and actually coming up with a fair solution, they would have already been proactively searching for one. But they haven't. And so this is how it's going to work. They had plenty of chance. Now it's going to be the hard way. If it's done at all in an organizational situation, it may be something totally different when all is said and done. Again, look at, R.J. Hampton's going to be in town in a week. 1 week from today, R.J. Hampton and the New Zealand Breakers. Again, a guy that's gone on and taken a little step away from NCAA basketball to make his own money to get himself ready for the NBA. 1 or 2 guys here and there. It's not a major thing yet, but as it continues, we'll see. And we'll see if leagues come around to kind of take advantage of that. Let's take a break, come back and continue here on The Experience. Omari Sankofa coming up top of the hour as we continue here. Sports 56 961 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, Excellence in Office Solutions.
It's hot outside, and James Davis Men's Store is filled with new deliveries that are on fire to match the fall heat. The selection of 5-pocket pants in every fabric and fit is out of control. They have denim, cotton twill, brushed cotton, and wrinkle-free travel wool. And every one with that two-way stretch that moves with you no matter what you're doing. The brand new stamped cotton shirt fabrics for fall are in. I dare you to try one. 3 measurements, 9 days. They start at $98. Perfect fit. If you're tired of being the worst dressed at the pregame party, let James Davis fit you now with a perfect fit, custom made to measure showstopper coat. It starts at $6.95, and James Davis still has the Paul Batenley suit deal, 2 incredible suits for $7.95. Wedding parties? Don't rent tuxedos. Get a perfect fit classic or trim fit that someone can wear again. James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. Always incredible service, same day alteration, and the home of the perfect fit.
There's no question that Memphis is on a roll the past 4 years. 20,000 more jobs, $19 billion in development, record unemployment. And thanks to the leadership of Mayor Jim Strickland, our police force is on the rise. Our pension is now fully funded, and we've passed 4 balanced budgets without a tax increase. There are those who want to take us back to higher taxes. Back to a time when businesses and jobs were fleeing our city. This election, you have a choice between the past and the future, and the stakes couldn't be any higher. Early voting is going on now. You can early vote at any location through September 28th. Election Day is October 3rd. Let's keep Memphis moving forward. Jim Strickland, Leadership Matters.
Paid for by Friends of Jim Strickland, Paula Casey Treasurer.
Looking for great seafood? Head to the Half Shell, voted Memphis's favorite seafood 5 years in a row. Enjoy delicious seafood at the Half Shell for lunch and dinner, along with the Half Shell's extensive new wine list. Or relax at the bar, open daily until 3 a.m. For a great weekend, try Saturday and Sunday brunch at the Half Shell from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Half Shell, always Memphis's favorite. Available for private parties, catering, and daily box lunch delivery. The Half Shell, serving full food menu till 2 a.m. daily. 2 locations on Mendenhall and on Winchester. Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release, always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown has all your game day needs with 30 TVs. If your game is not on one of the 20 big screens, then sit in a booth with your own remote. The Vault has game day specials on pitchers, buckets of beer, and great food, which is the best thing about the Vault. This is not your normal sports bar. Chef Dirk Meitzler from On Tour and Cafe 621 has all his favorites like Chicken Newport and his new lobster enchilada. Open for lunch and dinner every day with lunch specials for $12 weekdays with a drink. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I have no idea what this is. I like it. Texter says, I think their worry, talking about the NCAA, is that the advertising dollars and donations to the universities will drop as that money will now go straight to athletes. In perspective, $5.3 million, and Larry Scott, is $100,000 a week. That's true. And this person is absolutely right. That is the worry. That is a 100% legit worry. However, that money right now is, when you're talking about those donations, and the big ones especially, are earmarked, for football or for facilities renovations or whatever. They're not, generally speaking, just plopped out there for any whatever, school or whatever, type of the thing that you want for the university. It's not like, it very rarely is a donor going to be like, okay, I'm going to give $20 million to the university's athletic department, scot-free, whatever y'all want to do with it, it's cool. But generally, there's an idea of what you want to do with it. Mm-hmm. You can see the Lori Walton, complex over here. That was Bill Lori. That was money earmarked for that specific purpose, not just for any old facility out there. So I get this, but my point is, it doesn't threaten, or doesn't have to threaten, other sports unless you want it to. Mm-hmm. It's not a Title IX issue because the NCAA, this is not a equivalent mandate from the school. This is a separate issue altogether. I just think you want to find reasons for something to fail. If you want to find reasons not to do something, you can. Mm-hmm. Lord knows I find plenty of reasons not to do the things I need to do in my life. Like, I got to work in the yard. I got this. I've been working on these bills, man. I got to get after these. Mm-hmm. I got this. This part of this house this little corner looks a little rough. I need to work. I'll do minor chores all day long. I can find ways not to do something. Mm-hmm. It's harder just to do it.
Yeah.
But this is going to force them to. All right, y'all better do something.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, it crumbles. You don't want the whole state of California not involved in your industry if you're in college sports, and you don't want them to have such a competitive advantage that it puts everybody else around the country basically out of business.
Well, I think, and you can also see other situations currently going on in the country where people whose gravy train is being threatened are getting very upset about how things go. And, that's what people do. You can understand reactions. People get real mad and make all sorts of crazy claims whenever their money grabbing situation becomes under threat. Mm-hmm. So this is how it's always worked. So don't let them deceive you. Look deeper into yourself, and I'd love for the NCAA to have to prove itself in a court of law existentially. What is it that you do?
Yeah.
Walk me through exactly what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not seeing it. That'd be great. I'd love for that to end up being the outcome. We'll see if it does end up going that far. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Omar Sankofa is going to join us. We'll talk a little Grizzlies Media Day from yesterday. Some interesting comments from a lot of different folks, and a team that's got some questions, but a team of tremendous excitement, I think, is the general feel over at FedEx Forum. And they'll get started with camp here in just a few hours. As we roll on the Experience, live from the Family Leisure Studios, Peter and CJ with you, Sports 56 961 87.7.
By now, everybody in Memphis knows that Sunrise on Jefferson offers the best breakfast in Memphis.
But what you might not know is Sunrise also offers a fantastic lunch menu. The mouth-watering bacon cheeseburger, because everything is better with bacon. The grilled chicken sandwich, also with bacon. The turkey sandwich with, you guessed it, bacon. And, of course, the BLT, because sometimes bacon just has to be the star. Come to Sunrise for a delicious lunch, now with extra added bacon goodness. Bacon and Sunrise, made for each other.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC. DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work, and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
If you're an outdoorsman and love all things hunting and fishing, be sure to listen to Sports 56 Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. for Outdoors Today. Brought to you by the Gun Store, 6920 Winchester in Memphis. Outdoors Today is a 1-hour show hosted by veteran Mark Tobin and a group of respected outdoor-loving guests. Outdoors Today is dedicated to bringing outdoorsmen tips and techniques and tactics to help with your hunting and fishing in all seasons. Saturday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 and 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Pound out a backbeat, headlights, somebody's coming, got to move, keep on running with the hot rod hearts out
I mean, if you don't think this song is banging, then you're crazy.
This is a great song.
I mean, this is crazy. This is baby making music right here. No?
Hot Rod Hearts, man.
Is this what people make babies do?
Some people.
That's what's up.
Some people probably do.
All right.
At a particular time, certainly. No question.
When people hear that song and they just can't help it, they just gotta.
You get the juices get flowing. You know what I mean?
This is a juice flowing song. All right.
Oh, it's you're ready. You feel it.
Okay.
Feel it in your loins. Let's go. Hour number 2 is here. As we continue on the experience, I'm Peter. He is CJ. That's Austin. It's a Soft Rock Tuesday. It's also an opening to Grizzlies training camp Tuesday. And Media Day was yesterday. We got introduced to some new faces, got reintroduced to some old ones. A lot of new faces, though. A lot of new things. A new vibe around the team. A vibe of newness and youngness. And
they are newer and younger.
And not winningness.
Oh, well, come on, man.
But,
you didn't have to bring that up.
But I bring it up. You might as well just lean into it, right? And joining us now to talk about all that and more is my colleague from The Athletic Memphis. He is covering the Grizzlies on a beat basis, as we do over at The Athletic in our own athletic-y style. He's my man, Omari Sankofa.
What up, Omari?
CJ, Peter, what's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Going all right. I woke up this morning and, that old familiar feeling of realizing that 5 to 7 days of my week are going to be spent at FedEx Forum was back. So I can't really describe how that feels. But
well, it sounds like you're really excited about it. And that's the great thing.
I don't know. It was kind of like school. It was like, man, like I'm happy I'm back. Like, the team is exciting, this and that. But, I'd also gotten into a really good Apex Legends schedule this summer. And,
that's a good point.
I'm going to have to.
You and Grayson Allen are great. He's a big gamer, so you might get in there with Grayson a little bit. I don't know if he's playing Apex. I know a lot of those guys are gamers. And so you jump in there. Omari, we were down there yesterday for a while, talking to pretty much everybody. In one form or another, and you wrote a piece. Our athletic subscribers can check it out, and there are deals going on right now for up to I think 40% off. If you want to get that subscription, now's a good time to jump on board. Your takeaways, and you had 12 of them, but there are plenty. That what was the one? Were there one or two in particular that stood out to you, Omari, when you kind of got back home and you started listening back and thinking about what you'd gone through?
One that is probably light, but I think certainly caught us all by surprise is that Solomon Hill is very entertaining to talk to. For a guy who just was in just the sort of not super big Chandler Parsons trade, and I think a lot of people probably pegged as somebody who's a buyout candidate. He seemed happy to be here. He seemed to be, embracing whatever role the Grizzlies want him to play if he does stick around. And he's funny. He was joking about Jaren Jackson's music and how he's only 28, but now he's kind of like the old man on the team because everybody's younger than 24. And it was just an overall fun person to talk to. So that caught me off guard. And if he does stick around, I could see him certainly being one of the more entertaining people in the locker room. On a more serious note, the front office and Jenkins sounded a little more optimistic about Josh Jackson than I would have expected. And I guess on one hand, it would be silly to expect them to kind of publicly talk badly about Josh Jackson, even though, they've kind of done everything they could this summer to distance themselves from him, at least publicly, social media and whatnot. But, they seem to talk about Josh with a sense of this is a guy who can really come in and prove himself with the hustle. If his priorities are right and he works hard and he clears our internal benchmarks that we set for him, he can be a potentially long-term member of the team, which to me makes more sense than maybe what I expected coming in, which is that they would still try to, make it seem as though this is a guy that, not be in the long-term plan. I think he should certainly have a chance to prove himself and prove that he's a guy that they can build around potentially.
Yesterday, Taylor Jenkins made mention that there are 3 starters already. He's already named them: Jonas, Jaren, and Ja. What does it mean for Ja and Jaren specifically to have that type of confidence in their coach? And what are the Grizzlies trying to do by getting these guys minutes?
It makes sense. Of course, I think Jaren is a shoe-in. Just given that he had such a good rookie season, and they should get the ball in his hands as much as they possibly can. Even if Taylor Jenkins declined to tag Jaren Jackson as like the focal point next season, he will be a focal point and potentially a guy who, will lead the team in shot attempts at the end of the year if he can stay on the court. So that made sense to me. As far as Ja, I think that also makes sense. I know, some people over the summer thought, well, they just paid Tyus Jones, I think I can't remember the top of my head, $34 million, $36 million, somewhere in there. So maybe they want him to kind of help ease Ja in, which he'll still do, but it would be just from the bench because it sounds like Ja obviously will have that starting role going forward. And I've always been a fan of just letting guys figure it out, trial by fire. The Grizzlies are not a playoff team. There's no reason for them to ease Ja Morant in, as though he has something that he has to prove. He's a second pick. He's one of the best passers to come out of the draft in the last decade. He's a great athlete. There's really no reason for him to have to earn a role on this team. He will be a starter, and it sounds like there's a full go on that. So for a rebuilding team, I just think that makes sense.
One of the things that stood out to me was we had all received notification from the Grizzlies that everything from leading up to camp, like DeAnthony Melton's gonna have a back thing, but everybody else pretty much is good to go. Kyle Anderson, in particular, was listed as a participant in training camp, and I suppose that is technically going to be true in that he will be in the building and he will be in there in some form or fashion. But he's not going to be a full participant, and that seemed to be the insinuation of the message, less than a week ago, that he would be good to go. But in talking to Kyle Anderson, Omari, yesterday, he's not good to go. He hasn't played 5-on-5. He doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound to me very optimistic at all. In fact, I mean, I got the vibe that this could be a lingering thing that continues for a while. These thoracic outlet things, as you can with Brandon Ingram, it's a very tricky thing to deal with. What happens now with Kyle Anderson, and is this becoming a thing now where, what role is he going to play?
Yeah, I was surprised by it as well, only because the Grizzlies have been so careful in their communication, especially since the new regime took over, that it's a bit surprising that something like that slipped through the cracks. The wording for his injury in the release last Friday was a little odd. For some guys it said healthy, and then for him it said progressing as expected. But at some point, apparently Kyle felt like he was good to go, and then something happened, and then now he's no longer good to go. So that's certainly a tricky situation because, as you said, thoracic outlet surgery is rare, and it's a pretty invasive procedure that involves removing part of a rib. And it's kind of tough to project how he will recover from here, because he did say he felt better. He had tingling in his entire right arm from the top of his shoulder to the down of his hand that he was dealing with for several seasons that he said yesterday he's no longer dealing with. So that seems to be an improvement. Beyond that, I don't know if it's just a comfort thing. I don't know if there's lingering pain because of the surgery. He declined to really get into details on it, but certainly something to keep an eye on, because that is a serious situation that could happen this at the beginning of the season, and who really knows how long beyond that.
My other question about Kyle, Omari, is okay. So if he misses, and presumably he's not going to be a full participant in training camp, he'll. Who knows how long this is going to go? With Taylor Jenkins, the style that what we know as of right now, we'll find out more today, I'm sure. But what we know of right now seems to be a very spaced out. Everybody needs to shoot threes. Jonas has been working on the three. Jaren has been He needed to deploy it more last year. All the shooting has been the thing. Even if you don't have a bunch of guys that are necessarily going to make a bunch, everyone's been focusing on shooting. Well, Kyle's not a shooter. He's never been a shooter. He was deployed in the corners last year, and it didn't work out very well at all. But this team also has plenty of dudes that can handle the ball, and that's kind of Kyle's thing. Even if he's healthy, I have to be honest, I'm struggling somewhat to see how he fits with this group.
Yeah, Taylor would just have to fully embrace Kyle Anderson's game, which means, basically letting him be a big point guard and, just initiate the offense. It would have to be the exact opposite of what the Grizzlies did last season, where it seems like more often than not he found himself in the corner, waiting to catch and shoot or, catch and drive and get an awkward floater up or, like whatever happened. It was just the exact opposite of how you should use a player like him. So it's tough because you have John Moran, obviously, you have Tyus Jones, and that's 48 minutes of point guard play right there. So you're going to need Kyle to, essentially play with guards who can kind of catch and shoot off of him. Now maybe that's Tyus, maybe that's Ja. Stuff to say. But if Kyle's on the court, you essentially probably want Ja or Tyus playing off of him, and that's just a fit that they'll have to evaluate. And that's a fit that they're going to have to wait to evaluate because Kyle's not going to be in training camp. So it puts, everybody into a less than ideal position. I think Kyle can fit this new style of, pace and space play where, everybody's getting threes up. But he's still a good rebounder. He's a good defender. He does things beyond shoot. But he is going to need to be in lineups that maximize his passing so that he's not the one that's stuck in the corner. And that's just something Taylor's going to have to figure out because, as you mentioned, his team may not have enough shooting to do that properly.
Omari, the team is really young. Who did you get a feel for who some of the locker room leaders might be from talking to him yesterday, or do you have an idea who that might be?
Well, Jay Crowder, pretty much straight up said, I'm going to be a leader for this team. And he said that the coaches don't even have to ask him to do it. He wants to do it, something he's embracing. And it's something he's done before. He brought up, he was in Boston 4 years ago, and, they traded for him to be that guy. And that's the role he fulfilled. And that was a Boston team that exceeded expectations. So Jay Crowder, absolutely is a guy that, seems to want to be here. He wants to be that veteran leader. He wants to teach guys how to be professionals in his words. And that's obviously a big role to fill for a team that, I think has, kind of last night, I think 10 guys under 25. So that's 10 guys younger than me, which is pretty crazy. But Jay Crowder's one, Jonas Valanciunas, who could have tested free agency, but, the front office kind of locked him up quick. Is a second guy. He wants to be here. He said he really enjoyed his time in Memphis last season. And, I know Jaren and Ja, at the very least, really wanted him back. So that's a pretty natural fit there. And then, Solomon Hill sticks around. That's a third guy right there. He seems to be embracing whatever the front office wants from him. And, he's probably the second or third oldest guy on the team. Yeah, he's older than Valanciunas, and he might be a year in the Jet. Yeah, so he's already one of the oldest guys on the team, but he's not even 30. And pretty much at this point, anyone can get over 27 who, wants to be here, wants to stay, wants to help guys out, that's pretty big. So they have at least three guys right there who are going to be around, in some capacity and kind of help these guys, figure themselves out.
One of the interesting things that you kind of, if you put two and two together on this thing, the idea of building culture, it becomes clearer, and with everyone really across the board. I mean, even the Serbian guard Marko, and he told me we got a real lesson on how to say his name, so I'm gonna workshop this on the air. But Guduric, Marko Guduric. Guduric. You gotta wrap your mouth. No, you gotta wrap your mouth. You gotta kind of almost.
You gotta what?
You gotta get it. You gotta wrap
Guduric.
You gotta Guduric. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay. There you go. Marko Guduric. I've been working on all night. I was just all night. He speaks phenomenal English. He's been in the country for a week, literally 7 days. That's it in America. Has never been here before. Doesn't have family here yet. Girlfriend's not here. None of that stuff. Visa issues are tricky from Serbia. So, guy's English is amazing. and he comes in saying the right stuff about what he wants to do. What all the new guys, Grayson Allen was unusually candid in his comments. Tyus Jones talks like he's a 35-year-old as opposed to a 23-year-old. You can see Omari. At least one thing I was struck by is it's a young team, but Jaren had more presence about him this year. Like he seemed. I mean, literally, he's taller, but also he seemed like he just had more gravitas to what he was saying. Ja Morant saying all the right things. You can see they're not necessarily going to be good, but you can understand the culture appears to be in place. Like you mentioned, Jay Crowder, Solomon Hill. Like these dudes are all smart guys who are very like they have an idea of what they want to say and how they want to say it and what they want to do. I was really struck by the just overall top to bottom, what appears to be the character and culture that they're creating.
And they all seem to be bought in, as well. Several guys mentioned, being in Vegas back in July, and a lot of guys kind of showed up that didn't have to be there. Dylan was there. D'Anthony Melton, like a week after the trade, was there. Grayson, obviously was there and was clear to play. Valanciunas was there. I'm pretty sure he spent a good amount of his summer in Lithuania. And, I guess he took a fishing break and decided, I'm going to spend some time with my teammates. So you kind of see a continuation of that, where guys seem to be bought in, they seem to like each other. And they definitely seem to be, like I mentioned with Jaren, they seem to be a little bit more mature from last year. They seem to understand what the front office wants and the position that they're in, where, this is year one of a rebuild, and you have to establish this culture going forward, whatever this new culture is going to be, which, quite frankly, no one quite knows what that's going to be yet, just given that they haven't even begun their first practice. But the guys certainly seem to be bought in and maybe a bit more mature than you would expect. You mentioned Grayson, he kind of went in depth about, the mental battles he's been facing and how he's been trying to, overcome that. And, and that was extremely candid and, on some level surprising to see, just how much he was willing to go in depth on that. So it's encouraging. I mean, if you're the front office and you're listening to these guys, you have to be pleased with how, I guess the word I'm looking for is just focus in general. There's a general focus in the building about the goal at hand. And for a young group, I think that's what you want to see. You want to see some sense of togetherness as you enter into training camp.
I asked Zach Kleiman yesterday about the Josh Jackson situation and the offshoots of it. And you talked about it earlier on. It's a weird thing because you can understand that with some of the character issues that he has, there's obviously a reluctance from the front office to put him in this group. We just talked about how good the culture is. He does not appear to fit that at least not without some kind of a change in the way he conducts himself, and not just on the court, but off the court. On the court, he hasn't been necessarily the best player, but he's worked pretty hard. He's not made a lot of great decisions necessarily, but he's not terrible. It's just off the court where problems have come in for him. So the Grizzlies are going to keep him, and they're going to keep him down in South Haven. But G League training camp doesn't start for a month, basically, or 3 or 4 weeks. And so in the meantime, he's kind of just still kind of in exile while they're going through their regular camp stuff. When he comes back, who knows what's going to happen with him. They'll only have a few days before they have to figure out whether they're going to pick up his 4th-year option or not. They have to do that by Halloween. So he's kind of in a weird place. But in keeping him around, Omari, they are also keeping a roster spot because he occupies one of their 15 roster spots that they're going to have, which means they're going to have to make an extra cut or an extra move to justify that. Does that make sense to you? And by the same token, then keeping Andre Iguodala around is sort of the same thing. Do you see cuts that are made to justify these moves, or does this put a little pressure on the front office to get something out of these guys, knowing that you've got roster spots right now that are taken up by guys that you don't necessarily have plans for?
Yeah, I think the G League move for Josh Jackson, for one, and I may be way off on this, but to me it seems to imply that they plan on keeping him around, into the season. For the reasons you mentioned, right? G League training camp is about a month away, and you're keeping him away from the actual NBA training camp, which is probably the best situation for you to get a good look at him and see what he can do on the court. And if you didn't have any plans to keep him around, then why even go through this whole G League thing? You would just cut him and be done with it. So so I do think Josh will stick around. And then of course you mentioned Iggy. So it does put pressure on the front office to figure something else out, because you have a guy in Ivan Rabb who didn't have a great summer. As far as summer league, was okay last season. Had some struggles as most players in their second year do, and he said he put on 5 to 7 pounds this summer, and he is a better 3-point shooter, but he's still a guy who is pretty much sort of on the edge of even making it next season or being cut, and he's a cheap player to cut, and I think that in the grand scheme that's probably a move that you can't avoid. So that's one player right there. Otherwise, you're looking at cutting a guy like Bruno, who I think absolutely deserves to be back and absolutely deserves to be a guy that can maybe be a part of this core going forward. Or you have to reach a buyout with Solomon Hill and Miles Plumlee, who are very well paid and, probably not very likely to want to leave money on the table, given that the odds are slimmer that they, recoup the money, compared to a guy like an Iggy. So it puts them in a tough spot. They either have to engineer, some sort of trade where, maybe they're able to save money and then, part ways with that player, or they're going to have to figure something out. But it's not an ideal situation. And, it does put you at risk of parting ways with two young players who probably deserve to be a part of this young core, at least for a year, to show what they can do.
Well, it feels to me like, especially with the Iguodala case, that it puts pressure on you to actually do a deal. Like if you go through all this and you cut, let's say, a Bruno, and you don't trade him, and you end up negotiating a buyout at the deadline anyway, or before the buyout deadline of March 1st, what was the point of that? Like, what couldn't you have done?
Counterproductive.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, this to me is kind of, I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad move, because I think that will remain to be seen. And there are deals out there to be made. They're a little bit tricky, but there are deals out there to be made. But to me, this just sort of puts your feet to the fire to say, you better do one of these deals, or else why did you cut a guy?
And to me, they must be very confident that they can either get a good young rotation player or a first-round pick for Iguodala, because doing this for a second-round pick to me just seems a little pointless. You ideally, your second-round player would be a guy like a Bruno who could be a good rotation player. So if you're picking between Bruno or trading Iggy, you must be confident that you're going to be able to get a player better than Bruno in return. Because if you're not, then to me, you would just part ways with Iggy now, and then keep your young guys going into the season. So, that's how I read it, at least. They must be pretty confident that the market for Iggy is going to really heat up after December 15th, when guys who were signed this past summer are trade eligible.
Last thing for Amari, I think the one thing that we can all agree on is that for the first time in a long time, the preseason is actually interesting with this team. For the last few years, the preseason itself has just been like, okay, yeah, Mark and Mike, and yeah, it's going to be, these guys will be starting, and maybe some new players to look at, but for the most part, you kind of know how the team's going to play and whatever. Like, I don't know. You know what the starters are, but I don't know how these guys are going to play together. We haven't seen Jaren and Jonas play together much at all. We haven't seen Ja play, period. We don't have a clue about how the wings are going to play out. The depth guys, it's an entirely new roster and a brand new coach. I'm legit, kind of excited about a preseason game against Maccabi Haifa, which I've never been remotely excited about a preseason game for the last decade. So this is a new feeling.
It really is new. There's just so much that we don't know, which kind of made media day a little unsatisfying in some ways, because there was just so much stuff that you couldn't really pin down.
Right.
Like so many questions you have that Taylor Jenkins in the front office can't even fully answer because they don't know. So there's definitely a sense of newness coming into this preseason game next Sunday that hasn't really existed for this franchise pretty much since they started to become a playoff team 8-9 years ago. And that's certainly exciting. Personally, I'm curious to see how many threes that they will actually get up. I think this would be the most prolific offensive season for the Grizzlies in quite some time, even in year one of the rebuild, simply because they have not been a prolific three-point shooting team. And I think when you start getting them up and you have guys that can actually hit them, that just naturally increases the ceiling of your offense. So there's going to be a lot of things that we can look for in that first preseason game. And it should just be fun just to see how different this team is from past years, because shaping up to be a very, very different team.
He is Omari Sankofa. You can follow him on Twitter at Omari Sankofa. That's OMARISANKOFA. In case you're wondering how to spell it, that's how you spell it. You should follow him. He has 12 takeaways. He'll have more throughout the week, as will I. As the season gets rolling, follow us there in the Athletic Memphis. Thank you, Omari. Great stuff. Back to Apex Legends for you, my friend.
Peter, CJ. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Omari.
See you, man. Go find him on, I don't know if he's Xbox guy or PS4. I don't know what it is.
I think he's PS4.
So you got to find him there. Find him online. You can probably find him online if you want to play against him, because he's playing a lot. So I'm told. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Probably not as much now the season started, but playing a lot. Let's take a break. We'll come back and continue here on The Experience. Peter and CJ with you. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Soulfish Cafe has done something that no other business in the history of Memphis has ever done. They won 3 different categories in the Memphis Most. They won it for the best catfish. We all know that's the best catfish, and you can get it fried like everybody does, or you could get it, if you wanted to, grilled or blackened. It's the best. Everybody says it. Then there's seafood. We know about their beautiful shrimp. You can get those fried. You can get them grilled. The shrimp tacos are terrific. Memphis Most, best seafood. Then there's soul food. Yes, a 3rd category, soul food. Their veggies are unbelievable. They've got this sauerkraut sausage Cajun dish that is amazing. I love the cucumber salad. Everything is always so fresh. And now, there's 3 locations with a 4th one coming to Wolf Chase soon. The original Cooper Young, the Shops of Forest Hill Irene, and of course the newest in East Memphis. That's on Poplar, just east of Perkins in the old Wolf Camera location. They're the best. You said it. They're Soulfish.
Spencer here with ATC Fitness. We have exciting news. All premium members of ATC Fitness now have access to our newly added hydro massage lounges. That's right, for only $25 a month, you'll have access to all 18 state-of-the-art facilities, access to tanning, and now access to the best massage unit on the market. Come in today and relax with a free demo. You deserve it. Don't forget, you can also sign up online. ATCFitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created MyBlue. MyBlue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and MyBlue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. MyBlue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try MyBlue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
Are you tired of all the clouds and bad weather? Rain brings pollutants that can wreak havoc on your car's finish, but there is someone who can help. Car Wash USA Express has introduced their most advanced car wash yet with the exclusive Polymer Pro Wash, creating a stronger, more consistent protective sealant for your car's finish. Polymer Pro can only be found at Car Wash USA Express, where attendants are always on duty to keep you and your vehicle safe. For more information and locations, visit carwashusaexpress.com. Car Wash USA Express, because a dirty car is a dirty shame.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I know that you're leaving. Don't you say another word about it, darling. Don't you let my heart hear your footsteps.
know. That's what I don't know. But it is Soft Rock Tuesday, so send in your Soft Rock requests at 67129. You feeling this one a little bit?
I am.
Texter wants to know on 67129 on the First Bank text line, do the Grizzlies have the personnel or the depth to have a Nolan Richardson, Arkansas-style 40 minutes of hell? Would it even be a viable option for an NBA team to do that? The problem with that is, generally speaking, unless you throw in full court press as a kind of a curveball, teams are too good. I mean, honestly, like that's why you don't see it as much in the college level, really. Not only, I know Penny wants to do some tempo, and then you can do that to some extent. But most teams and most players now, they are better ball handlers than they were.
Everybody can handle
it enough to not get trapped and not freak out. And I mean, that's why if you surprise teams with it, like you can still catch teams off guard. But if they know it's coming, like it used to be back in the day, you just harry and press. And maybe if you have a particularly big, long team, maybe that could be problematic. If against a smaller team, maybe you could limit their angles, and that's possible. But in the NBA, I just think it's too risky because there's just like too many unbelievable ball handlers, and the guards are so fast and can handle the ball. Like you're on something like Kemba Walker, like Kyrie, you're gonna trap them. Come on, man, it's not.
This ain't high school where you got that one guy on the team or on the court, several on the team, but that one guy on the court is like, hey, you touch the ball on offense, don't dribble. We can't trust you to dribble.
Don't you dare.
Like this,
don't do it.
This isn't that. Or that one guy who's really one-handed, Golden Tate, when I played him. Super left-handed. So if we press him and force him right, it was a turnover waiting to happen. That person is not, because that person gets weeded out at the collegiate level. And then surely by the time you get pro, you're too good. The press doesn't do what you need it to do, which is force a turnover. It instead causes fast break opportunities, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s, stuff like that, which lead to easy buckets for the offense.
Yeah, no, and that's why you don't see it. I mean, it's just it's not, it doesn't work. Not that players couldn't do it, and I would be intrigued to see for a preseason game or something. Not that a team wants to waste a preseason game just doing something gimmicky. I'd be curious to see like what it would look like for 48 minutes. Like how bad would it get? Would you generate enough turnovers to make up for the easy baskets that you're going to give up? Probably not.
No.
But I'd like to see it. I'd be curious to see what it looked like. I'd be curious to see how it played out for a half, just to see like you commit to it, and you give up a few baskets. Maybe you get better at it. Maybe maybe the other team gets tired eventually. I'd be willing to try it in some small form, but I just can't see it. I can't see it happening.
Things that get basketball players excited: isolation. If you're the one that's getting the ball, doing the isolation,
right.
you get to do the isolation, and fast breaks. Fast breaks really get you going.
One of the reasons why this team is excited.
Yes, and that's why pressing at this level, man, it consistently. No, that's not going to work. You're going to lose all types of momentum. And you're not really going to get the turnovers that you get at lower levels of basketball. No. Your high schools, your middle schools, your AAU ball.
It's a intrigue. I mean, again, like I said, try it if you want to try it in a preseason game. But I think the results will be not what you want. But you mentioned the fast break. That's one of the things that gets people excited about this Grizzlies team because they are built to fast break. That is kind of the thing. And John Moran is a willing and creative passer and can throw lobs extremely well. I talked to Jonas Valanciunas yesterday, and one of the things, not that Jonas is going to catch a lot of lobs, I don't think, but he's a decent jumper. He's not as bad as you think.
He's spry enough.
He could. I'm not saying that's the ideal thing. Jaren and most likely Brandon Clark will be catching a lot more of them, but Jonas may catch a few. But he talked about, and I asked him, kind of point blank, like, so you talked about how important it was for you to play with the point guard, but the Grizzlies got rid of a point guard that was really good and brought in a rookie, and you're still here. And he said, yeah, because he said, but Ja's really good. He's like, he's really good. And he said, I watched him. He watched him from Lithuania.
Oh wow!
And was like, and that was he said that's one of the reasons why he signed was he waited to see what happened in the draft. He wanted to wait and see but he watched him play. He watched his tape in college. And he said, this guy knows how to play with a big man, which I need. This guy runs pick and roll, which I need. And he makes his big men look good, and that's good for me. So, okay. I mean, he's just pretty straight, point blank. Like, this is what I mean. Like, he plays with. I need somebody that can play with a big man.
Mm-hmm.
He can play with a big man. He's really good. He said he's like barely even scratched the surface of what he can do. Like, he's going to be like super duper good. So, all the vets were, it was interesting everyone was very aware of the situation. This was interesting, CJ. Like, Solomon Hill, very aware, asked him, like, you're probably going to be traded. Like, how do you, or is it at least a good chance you could be? And Jay Crowder, same thing. Jonas is committed here, but he's also a vet who's been on a bunch of winning teams. He's never really been in this kind of a situation. But they all are really very high on these young players in a way that doesn't seem to be just the usual kind of like lip service, like, oh yeah, these guys are good. Like, they all, to a man, they all said, they talked about their professionalism and their passion for the game, which is not something you always hear about young players. You might hear that they're really good, but you don't necessarily hear that they're really hardworking or that they're really passionate about it. But all these guys, to a man, they all said that. So the takeaway was really interesting with regard to those guys, because it made a guy like Jay Crowder. He told me, he said, I wouldn't have been here. He said, I wouldn't have stuck around here if I didn't believe in these guys. I asked him, like, why do you believe in these guys? And he said, it's the passion. They play with so much passion. I get into that. He said, I would have told my agent I want out if I didn't, because I could have done that if I didn't believe in these guys. So, okay. Like, that brings an interesting component to it. If the veterans are going to buy in that way, and these guys do have that passion, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to think about it.
The young guys, the Brandon Clark, Jaron, and Ja, all of them have professional athletes as parents, or parents who played at high levels, I think. Am I getting that right? I know Jaron does. I'm trying to remember about Ja's
Clark
father.
Does. I don't know that Ja's father is a very professional. He has a very professional approach to it. I don't know. He did play, but I'm not sure if he got all the way to the professional ranks. But he definitely played at a high level, and he definitely taught Ja at a high level.
Yeah, his father played overseas.
Yeah, so
professionally overseas.
So yeah, you played at a high level, and he taught him at a high level, and so yeah, all these guys seem to have that kind of approach to it, which is I mean, who knows what it actually means going forward, but it appears as though the attitudes are spot on. Like, everyone is, and I'll be curious to see what happens. Today we'll talk to him for the first time after a practice session and kind of get a feel for what that looked like. But there's competition, and there's now competition for those last few spots, because they are going to cut somebody. I mean, at least one dude's probably going to, assuming they keep the big contracts around and they don't just cut like Plumlee or Solomon Hill just to expedite that. A young guy like a Bruno could get cut. And Bruno probably doesn't deserve to get cut, but you got to cut somebody if you're going to keep Andre and you're going to keep Josh Jackson.
Yeah,
that's going to make it an interesting camp.
Yeah, and it creates that competition that you want in camp. You want to see, when the pressure's on, how people are preparing, how they're going about practice, how they're going about being professionals. You want to see that, and that's one of the benefits of the training camp. And so now this situation is not like for play. This is for real. We are really going to cut somebody unless you not only show that you're good enough to be here, but show us that you're better than the option of keeping Iguodala, for example, in the hopes that we can trade him for something else. So not only do you have to outplay your teammates on the court, but you have to exceed expectations to a level that is better in our minds than what we may be able to do, what we might be able to get out of Josh Jackson and Andre Iguodala.
Well, and again, this is what, this level of internal competition and what appears to be a pretty high standard of professionalism, even with the younger players. This is the kind of stuff that gets people excited about this season, even though they're going to lose a lot of games. If you feel as though you are on the ground floor of something that is promising, and that you're building something for the future that seems to have long-term positive things, that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun if you can identify being, I'm first up in this. This is going to be good. I'm going to check. Like you like that. That's kind of an interesting vibe to be in. And it's all gravy right now because it doesn't really matter, winning and losing. Like, it's okay. They're going to try to win every game because they can. They don't really, whether they convey or not doesn't really change their plan at this point. So they don't really, it's not like last year where there was a significant breaking point as to whether they did or didn't. Now it's like, whatever. Like if you convey it, fine. If you don't, you'll convey it next year and that'll be that. It doesn't really change the plan. The foundation is already built.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can just go out there and play. Like that's it's an interesting change. And I think people are really responding to it. Like there's an excitement level that I don't remember. It's something new. Like we hadn't anything new around here from a Grizzly standpoint in a long time. No knock on Mike, Mark, or Zebo, Tony, all those guys. Like, but it's just been kind of this. Like it's like I'm a big Simpsons fan. Love the Simpsons. Like huge Simpsons fan.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an incredible run, but they've been around for like 15 years too long, and like you can't get excited. Like you still recognize it's still iconic, but it's not exciting anymore.
Did you watch Sunday? I do believe season premiere.
I haven't watched in a long time.
Really?
No.
Okay.
It just makes me sad, actually. It's a different discussion. But what I mean is, it's been a long time since you were excited about it because it's nothing new.
And the expectations, the weight of the expectations makes you go about an NBA season differently as a fan.
Yeah.
The expectation, hey, you know what? We need to get a top 4 seed. That expectation, and when it's that roller coaster of, hey, we're going to get a 3 seed. No, we're going to be down in a 7 seed. No, that roller coaster ride of emotion during the season leads to a different sort of fan experience right now because there aren't any expectations, and because we're going to measure success for this franchise and this team a bit differently this year because it can't be measured in wins and losses. That's going to, I think, lead to a different type of enjoyment and a very satisfying type of enjoyment if they get the development from the young guys that we expect them to get for fans.
It's different, and I think it is going to be exciting. We'll see. We'll continue on the program. We'll take a break and come back. Another thing that's exciting is Central Barbecue. That's exciting. I get excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they're just constantly taking what is a wonderful product, what's an amazing flavor, great stuff, and just constantly making it just a little bit better. Just taking it up a notch. Just always, you're taking all the competition, everything out. They're just kind of cranking it up just that little bit more. It's that slow smoked Memphis style on those ribs. Oh, it's so good. You think football, you think Central Barbecue. You think basketball, you think Central Barbecue. You got Memphis Madness coming up. You got Grizzly season right around the corner. You got tons of college football. It's all Central Barbecue. And wherever you are in the city, downtown, East Memphis, right there, Midtown, Cooper Young, Bing Bang Boom, you're either there or within like 5-10 minutes of a Central Barbecue, pretty much wherever you are in the city. So go and check it out. It's awesome. It's Central Barbecue, or online at cbqmemphis.com. Go check out Central Barbecue. Back after this as we continue on The Experience in the Family Leisure Studios. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Staples is more than a place you go to make copies.
It's where a conversation with an associate sparked the idea for my business card to double as a coupon. And it's where I go to reach potential customers with custom postcards.
Staples can help make your big ideas bigger ideas. And right now, when you make a select print and marketing services purchase, you receive 20% off your next order. Staples, for your business printing and beyond. In-store only, ends 11/9/19. Exclusions apply. See staples.com/print20 for details.
There's no question that Memphis is on a roll the past 4 years. 20,000 more jobs, $19 billion in development, record unemployment. And thanks to the leadership of Mayor Jim Strickland, our police force is on the rise. Our pension is now fully funded, and we've passed 4 balanced budgets without a tax increase. There are those who want to take us back to higher taxes, back to a time when businesses and jobs were fleeing our city. This election, you have a choice between the past and the future, and the stakes couldn't be any higher. Early voting is going on now. You can early vote at any location through September 28th. Election Day is October 3rd. Let's keep Memphis moving forward. Jim Strickland, Leadership Matters.
Paid for by Friends of Jim Strickland, Paula Casey Treasurer.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infinity of Memphis, and we've got a new Infinity crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infinity has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And the new QX50 offers more horsepower than its Audi, Lexus, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
Infinity of Memphis and online at infinityofmemphis.com.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Sadder than sad. You're the only light this empty room has ever had.
The song is about the basically my teams.
They are sadder than sad.
It's just all just any pick which any team I support is basically terrible. So that's the way it is. Welcome back to the program. We mentioned the other day. Talked about going to an NFL game, and last night if you went to an NFL game,
God bless you.
Yeah, it's tough.
You paid good money.
Hopefully those tickets were cheap.
An average the average family of 4 pays $534 to go to an NFL game. That's if they buy like a couple sodas, hot dogs, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Two adults, 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
$530 per game. That is a lot.
To watch Andy Dalton do that.
To watch the Ginger Ninja get after
Heart skips a beat every time you say it.
So it's remarkable. But it's bad. It's bad. It's very expensive. But you can go to a Dolphins game, and I mean, again, you're paying a lot of money. There are plenty of seats available. You can probably on the secondary market go to a Dolphins game for pretty cheap. Unfortunately, there was one particular fan who had found it a lot more expensive over the weekend. A vendor named Nathaniel Collier faces 2 felony charges for a scam where he charged a fan $724 for 2 beers.
Okay, you got to tell me what the issue is.
Well, they're not that expensive. They're not 300 and what?
Okay,
was that $57 a piece?
Yes.
or something like that.
Was he in the stadium?
$62.
Was he in the stadium?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the stadium. He's walking around. Hey, cold beer, get your cold beer here. $700 for cold beer. He's probably not saying that, but he's walking around. He took the credit card and said here, okay, and then it'd be like $20. Still like basically a scam.
Yeah.
For two beers, $20. It makes me angry, but it's not $720. And then he used a personal card reader that he just kind of just have on the old maybe a little square business on the side here, and charged $724.
Okay, and there's the issue then. All right.
Now, problem of course is that the customer received an alert from the bank that said, "Hey, did you spend $724 on beer with this particular guy's name?" And he put his name on there because he's got it linked to his personal. This guy, not a genius scam here. A+ for chutzpah, F- for execution.
Doesn't even get an A+.
Oh no, I think it's A+ for chutzpah. Like, I mean, to have the sheer cojones to just like
try something
just
so
grab
stupid?
somebody's credit card, and be like, "I want $724," whoop, and then give it back. Yeah, you got to give him credit for just pure. I mean, that's gutsy. It's stupid.
It's something.
It's something.
It's something. Did he finish out the shift? Did he continue to work slinging them beers?
I believe he did. I don't know if anyone else was scammed on this thing.
That is silly.
That's too much money.
Yes.
But again, $20 for the beers is too much.
Oh my gosh, so expensive.
It makes me so mad.
I'm
very cheap. I mean, I should point this out.
Yeah, whoa. Peter, you and I are cut from similar cloths. We're not cheap. You and I are financially woke. That is what we are.
Very much so.
Very much so.
Very woke.
Went to the Ole Miss Cal game. Like, okay, I'm not gonna get anything at the concession stand. I'm gonna kick it. It'll be fine. Tell me get some
rumbling.
rumbling.
Got some beer, right? I mean, now that we're selling.
I could have. I also could.
Not yet. You had to wait till the A&M game.
It's not.
They're not there yet.
They're not
there yet.
Dang. See, I thought they were, but I don't want to drink. I didn't want to drink.
So nobody was drinking
like in the game. Yeah, nobody was drinking at all.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
Nobody at Ole Miss was drinking.
Nobody ever drinks at
anything.
Ole Miss games.
Nobody. I definitely didn't have anything to drink before I went in or anything like that.
You can't in the Grove. They don't allow it.
No,
So you can't find it.
So, but I was like, I might get kind of hungry. It's 11:00 game. I eat breakfast at like 7:30. By about noon, I'm probably gonna get hungry.
That'd be lunch.
And then I saw on the Jumbotron, I was like, fourth quarter, $1 hot dogs, $1 popcorn, and about lost my mind. It was the loudest I screamed all day.
What did it sound like?
People were like, what is going on with you? It's like, did you guys not see the $1 hot dog? It also sounded like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you guys not see the $1 hot dog, $1 popcorn? So some of these places, like in Atlanta,
So how many hot dogs did you eat?
4. In a quarter.
Buns and all?
Did you check to make sure that you didn't get charged $700 for it?
I paid in cash. I dropped to $5. I needed $1 just in case.
Was there a tip?
No.
Oh, come on.
Should there have been one?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
Rule of thumb is you tip on a hot dog. Tip.
See, these days they don't have to worry about that $1 hot dog deal because there's not hardly anybody left to.
That's
to
true.
I don't know why you would leave.
That's true.
It's $1 for hot dogs. Why would you leave?
You could have watched Ole Miss completely lose their mind on the goal line and throw all your $1 hot dogs. You could have bought 15, 20 hot dogs and thrown them on the field like mad.
Start throwing them at the Pac-12 officiating crew.
Yeah.
Why are we throwing hot dogs, man? Eat the hot dog. It was delightful.
It's
also.
it's a lot cheaper to throw 15, 20 hot dogs on the field in the fourth quarter at Ole Miss than it is to pour 2 beers on somebody's head like that guy did.
No. What the hell is wrong with him? He should be arrested for insanity. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Pouring beer?
I know.
No.
I know. That's liquid gold. You can't be pouring beer.
Can't pour anything. Not a soda?
I mean, you shouldn't pour anything.
No, you shouldn't.
But I'm saying, if
like
you're
from a
gonna
common
pour,
sense standpoint,
water. No. Go get some water.
And go get some relish. I think they have relish out there for free. Go get some relish if you're about that life, which is a reckless and stupid life to be about. But not anything you paid money for, not any beverage especially alcohol. Don't pour any of that. It's like $5 for a bottle of water. Don't do that.
Relish?
And it's not even Memphis water at that.
Relish?
I mean, it's free.
Well, Memphis runs out of water too quick for you to be able to throw it, but
God, that would
Not the city.
You're tapping into the aquifer
Yes.
directly. Relish sounds so gross. If you
It is.
oh,
mayonnaise. Let's start throwing mayonnaise out.
God. Somebody hit me with mayonnaise. Like I told the story.
Peter might not be responsible for his actions at that point.
I told the story about when I was in college, and I've told the story before there. I'll tell it briefly. When Tennessee beat Arkansas, and back in '98, and when Clint Sterner fumbled the ball, right before that, it looked like Tennessee was going to lose, and T. Martin just threw an interception. People were throwing stuff on the field. And I may have had a drink or two. It's who can say? But I turned down to the fans are throwing all kinds of stuff. I turned to the student section. I'm like, quit throwing bleep on the field.
Yeah.
Loud as I can. Quit throw. Turn back around. 2 seconds later, dip spit. Just
cup
full of dip spit. Just wham. Hits me.
It's time. We got to.
Well, I couldn't tell because it came from, there's
I understand.
There's 5,000 people that.
I understand.
But at that moment, Sterner fumbled the ball. And so I was distracted because this unbelievable crazy turn of events has happened, and now Tennessee's going to end up winning this game out of nowhere. But it was
what an emotional roller coaster.
It was an emotional roller coaster. God, I walked out of that game with dip spit. Just
that's good. Oh, much rather have beer thrown on me than dip spit.
Oh yeah,
either way.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
either way.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting. Oh God.
I'm going to find somebody. Somebody's got to.
Did you do it? I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much. That is the conversation because somebody's got to catch it.
But I was so happy,
overjoyed.
Happy. What happened? I was just Anyway, don't yell at people. That's a bad idea. If they have dip spit, let's take a break. Let's come back. And don't throw dip spit at people, please. Hour number 3 on the way on the Experience here on this Tuesday. Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk Sports 56 961 8077.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you notice your water heater not heating as well last winter? During the cold winter months, the groundwater is colder and requires more energy to heat the water, and sometimes old, inefficient tanked water heaters just can't keep up. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Conway Services is making now the perfect time for a new tankless water heater with 24 months to pay, interest-free. Or I'll pay you $250 for that old tanked water heater. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created My Blue. My Blue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and My Blue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. My Blue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
Calling all duck hunters, it's Bass Pro Shops Flocktoberfest, October 12th and 13th at the Memphis Pyramid, with huge savings on the gear you need, free seminars by expert duck hunters, national and regional calling contests, the Super Retriever Series dog jumping contest, plus a cornhole tournament, prize drawings, free kids activities, and music by recording artist Stephanie Quayle. Visit BassPro.com/Flocktoberfest for details.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model, and if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1, and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Job. Man in a silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says, get a job.
That's just the way it is.
Hey, wait a second.
People never be the same.
Some things will never change.
Oh, that's just the way it is.
Oh, but don't you believe it? Don't you believe it? Come on.
All right, shout out Tupac. This doesn't sound like Pac, though.
This is Tupac.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, this must be the remix. Okay, cool.
This is the D-mix.
Oh. All right.
You got to take that remix and, D-mix it.
D-mix it?
Yeah. That's Tupac's real voice is like this. A lot of people don't know that Tupac sounded like that. Welcome back. It is hour number 3. It's hot. It's October 1st. It feels like it's about July 25th, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's the high today is 170. Heat index of well over 200 out there. It will feel like. So be careful. And I believe you will, incinerate as soon as you step outside. It's going to feel that way. I don't get it. Back in my day, October meant fall.
Yes. It's Leaves are falling off of trees.
Leaves
by
are
the way.
falling off trees.
Leaves are falling off trees.
Like this is not. It's too hot for me to be falling. Why am I doing?
Why am I? There's no reason for me to hibernate.
Yeah,
I can still get plenty of warmth, plenty of sunlight.
Yeah, I know.
I can still photosynthesize up in this thing.
Apparently not. Apparently that's no longer needed. We're just gonna crazy. So as it's hot. Be careful out there. Heat index will be well into the 90s and maybe even touching 100 for some of you. Just got off the hottest September on record. I would like a little respite from this, please.
You'll get it. January.
Eventually. Sure.
Maybe February.
I'd like it a little sooner.
Maybe February. It's looking like you're going to get it like December 15th through like January 29th, and then it's going to warm back up.
Okay. Well, I'd like that a little quicker, please. Thank you.
I'll see what I can do.
Steelers won last night in the old National Football League. They beat the Bengals 27-3 in a game that was terrible. But Mason Rudolph was great. Okay, not great.
Okay,
but
great.
He was okay.
Competent enough.
He was very competent. He was very solid in a solid sort of short yardage kind of thing. Very workmanlike, I suppose. But it was fine. And the Bengals were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And they're some of the work. We got some bad teams this year.
Does it seem like we got
some bad
more
teams.
bad
Yeah.
teams?
We got a lot of bad teams. We got some bad teams this year.
Listen, I hadn't been around that long, man. I don't know if I can recall this many really bad teams, this many teams who just don't look like they're going to be able to compete in the NFL at the same time.
Yeah, it's
sure you always have Lions, Browns, like some of those years they can historically own 16, stuff like that. But other teams around them weren't as bad as they were. Some of these teams, like the Dolphins, for instance, they should get a win by virtue of playing other teams that are as bad as they are.
It's pretty amazing. I'll be honest with you. It's to see how bad some of these teams are, and the Dolphins, are kind of bad by design.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bengals aren't.
No,
the Redskins aren't.
Well, not by design.
Not by design. The Jets kind of aren't. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. I don't remember that. I don't remember it being this bad.
I saw that that for the new coaches, I can't remember all of them, but the four of the new coaches in the NFL are winless a quarter of the way into the season.
Yeah, that's right.
Broncos. I'm trying to think. Broncos, Cardinals. No, they didn't beat the Cardinals. Well, yeah, Cardinals are winless. Broncos are winless. Dolphins got a new coach. Bengals. I think that's it. I think those are the four.
It's not good.
Winless.
It's not good. It's not good at all. You also saw how strange was it last on Sunday night, the Saints Cowboys game. Saints obviously without Drew Brees, it's a different group, and Teddy Bridgewater is I really like Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes,
he seems like a really good dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not good quarterback.
Yeah, he's hurting the wallet. He's hurt. He's not secure in the bag.
Not at all.
No,
not at all. Great leadership, though. They won. I mean, they
won off the backs of.
They're 2-0 without Drew Brees.
But that's defense, special teams helping out a ton.
Yeah, agreed. They scored 12 points in the game, for God's sake. But they held the Cowboys to 10, which is. The offensive line's not great either. But boy, Teddy Bridgewater. They are deep though, and they do have they had an answer. They were able to manufacture a victory. Really disappointing from Dallas's perspective, because they could have this win, if they had gotten it, would have given them complete control in the division, and probably based on how things were going to go in the NFC, would have set them up to be in command of the whole conference.
Mm-hmm. Before a big matchup with a team with a good quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. I saw that the Cowboys haven't played a starting quarterback, if that makes sense. Like they've played backup quarterbacks or quarterbacks that have now been benched so far in the season. And so you would think when you're playing against those types of quarterbacks, you should be, if you've got the talent that Dallas has, you should be 4-0, and they just let one slip away against the Saints at home.
They did, and I mean, they played the Redskins starting quarterback.
Has he not been benched?
I mean, I guess he has been.
Yeah, he's been benched. That was the stat. They haven't played.
I mean, he was barely a starting quarterback at that point. It was, basically, they have a team full of backup. They have a team full of backups.
They played 2 backup quarterbacks and 2 quarterbacks in Eli and Washington, who have since been benched.
I see what you're saying. I got you. Well, that won't happen this week because they'll play Aaron Rodgers, as you mentioned. Aaron Rodgers, for what it's worth, 6-2 against the Cowboys, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception historically. So maybe, but Green Bay's. We talked about Green Bay. Green Bay just, I'm not feeling it.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not feeling it. Because I think Aaron Rodgers is good, is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But you saw this week, the Eagles aren't necessarily a great team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're a little bit of a slow starter. I think they're better than they showed in their first 3 weeks, but not exactly a great group. And, they put up a bunch of points on this Packers defense.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to run the football effectively. And, the Packers, man, Aaron Rodgers right now, he's so good. I mean, he's so good. And the concern for them going forward is going to be, what happens with Devontae Adams, because he was phenomenal in this game, and then he got injured, and we'll see kind of how that goes. Without him, I think they're going to really lose a big spark offensively. Mm-hmm. And Rodgers, I've talked about it before. I think he's as talented as he is, he's a phenomenal player, but he tends to hold the ball a little long. He tends to avoid the interception. And I think he's aware of his stats. And the idea of not throwing interceptions, but he also doesn't take chances at all that would lead to a potential interception. Sometimes he misses out on opportunities as a result of that. I think he's not quite what he was in Green Bay defensively. He's not going to be able to hang in those games. That's why I think Dallas would be more confident than you might think going into this matchup based on what they've done last week.
Aaron Rodgers did go for a 400-plus yards passing last week.
He's a great
player. And this defense, with the exception of last week, has looked really good, giving up 3 to the Bears, 16 to the Vikings, 16 to the Broncos. Yeah, but again, those are teams,
those 3 teams exactly
with questionable, severely many questions on the offensive side of the ball. So let's see. This will be a chance, because if the Packers can pit it all together, if the Packers defense can be good and Aaron Rodgers be good at the same time, that is lethal, because you're giving one of the quarterbacks who we think and we're projecting as one of the all-time greats in Aaron Rodgers, a defense that is more than capable of holding its own. So let's see against another complete team in Dallas, probably the most complete team that they faced so far this year. Let's see if they can go out there and get the job done.
A guy getting the job done, Gardner Minshew.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
You got to explain this. No. Why are you upset?
I just don't get the Gardner Minshew hype. I don't get the love.
What's not to get?
I don't understand.
What's the problem?
The man looks like Uncle Rico. He wears some jean shorts, and we're all over this
and
guy.
wins football games.
Yeah, I'm just talking about on the field, man.
Okay. I'm talking about in general. We're all over this guy right now.
I mean, he was not expected to do much.
You just don't like
hater.
Young quarterbacks who burst onto the scene like Baker Mayfield. You just don't like those guys for some reason. You're just jealous, I think, is all it is. I think you're jealous.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely right. No, I am a hater.
You're just a hater.
Jealous.
You're just a bona fide hater.
I am green. Like I get that way. You're right. I'm not trying to.
Who do you like? What quarterback do you like?
Listen, I don't like any of them.
He likes Mahomes.
Yeah,
like old Patrick.
Yeah, I have to. I can't. I try to find things wrong with these people, and I just can't with Patrick right now. But wait, just you wait. Patrick, give me something. I'll be on the Patrick Mahomes hate train.
He likes
I would
Jameis
definitely
Winston.
be on there. Oh,
loves Jameis.
Come on,
loves Jameis Winston.
Come on, man. Come on. No.
Big Jimmy Garoppolo fan.
Don't play about Jameis. Let the record show that I am refuting viciously the claim that I like Jameis Winston.
Well, I'm saying, what's not to like? Forget about the gimmick, the whole thing of the mustache and the look and all that stuff. Like, he's
I know intelligent women, respectable women, beautiful women. Like, yo, Gardner Minshew kind of sexy. He's like, no, he's not.
Who are you to say what's sexy and what's not sexy?
What do you mean? Who am I?
Yeah, who are you to dispute the sexiness of Gardner Minshew?
Peter, I know sexy men, and Gardner Minshew is not a sexy man.
You don't.
Obviously, I do.
Obviously, you don't.
Clearly, I do. Obviously, that mustache is not sexy.
That's unclear.
Unclear?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Ask me right now if a dude is sexy, and I'll tell you. And I'll be right. Because, I know what a sexy-ass dude looks like. And Gardner Minshew is not that. His teeth are too small. His eyes are too far apart.
His teeth are too small.
And he's got this
like
weird mustache.
Like a little hamster or something?
Yes, he's got like a hamster mouth.
His eyes are too far apart? Is that what
Yes. That's not sexy, man.
You're studying these guys.
Austin, I know sexy, man.
Let me go with the inverse. And who's the sexy guy?
Who's the sexy?
Yeah.
Idris Elba. Sexy guy.
In the NFL,
Sexy.
who's a sexy?
In the NFL?
Why are you comparing a mortal dude to Idris Elba?
You ass. He was the first name that came up.
Find me a non-star guy who's
You want me to find him?
Find a guy who's not always on TV with makeup on and stuff like that for movies.
Oh, Idris
Elba. Idris Elba's.
Idris uses the shea butter, baby. That is great skin. He got great moisturization.
No, he's right about Idris Elba. I'm just saying, obviously Idris Elba's sexy man. Obviously he's a good-looking dude.
Yes,
no question about it. It's like McConaughey. Like McConaughey's. Come on.
Yeah,
we're talking about just quarterbacks, like normal dudes,
Normal quarterbacks.
not celebrity types.
I'm telling you right now. Jimmy G, real handsome. He's Garoppolo, yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury.
He's got the jawline. He's got the head shape, the smile. The teeth are proportionate. Eyes aren't too far apart. They're deep hazel. Draws you in there. Yep. When you look at him, you can gaze at him longingly if you want to. Jimmy G is up there.
Not a bad looking guy.
Jimmy G.
Yeah. No, I would say he's a sexy quarterback. Certainly. Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger is not.
I couldn't even say that with a straight face. But let me get this straight though. Your beef with Gardner Minshew is that he is being given credit for being sexier than you think. He is.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So you're just mad that people don't think you're as sexy as Gardner Minshew.
I don't think it has anything to do with it.
First off, I am every bit his equal in sexiness. Maybe not in accuracy, maybe not in arm strength, maybe not in QB IQ, maybe not in quarterback leadership, but in sexiness, Gardner Minshew and I might be a tier above him. Like, I'm sexy as hell. Don't play with me. Get out of here. I'm not as sexy as Gardner Minshew. Whatever.
I mean, this. I got to look. I think Minshew is definitely sexier. It's just a matter, it's sort of, what are you into kind of thing. I mean, you're sexy in your own right, CJ. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're not. You're not.
I'm not saying I'm Jimmy G. If he would dress regular, I'm not saying I'm Cam Newton level, but I'm sexier than Gardner.
There's a vibe there that I think he's got.
He does have that.
Come in the studio tomorrow wearing some short jean shorts. Let's see how this goes.
Sexy is an attitude. Sexy is a vibe. Sexy is a thing. Like, you got to be yourself. You got to own what you are. That's what he is. He's just a dude. He's doing his thing. That's cool. That's sexy.
Okay.
Like, don't try to fake it.
He's definitely genuine. He's definitely authentically him.
Yeah. So that's that.
Crow texted and said he's looking in the mirror now to see if his teeth aren't long enough or his eyes are too far apart.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult. Thanks. You're making me self-conscious.
Making people self-conscious out here, CJ.
I got a beautiful nose, though. Good-looking guy. Eyes are properly spaced apart.
Yeah, eyes are good.
Good looking guy.
I like I like guys with the rounder shaped heads.
Mm-hmm.
This is my issue with Tom Brady and his sexiness. Aaron Rodgers as well. They got that rectangle head.
Mm-hmm.
That rectangle head makes it hard for
Angular,
some.
yeah.
It makes it hard for you to pull off unless you have the jawline for that, like an Idris Elba.
Mm-hmm. Agreed wholeheartedly. Let me just, if you don't mind, let me sort of pivot back to the actual football.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
You want to go into the sexy? We can do a world sexiest quarterback.
Do that in the 4th hour of the show.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all in favor of that. We just right now I want to talk about how the Jaguars came back and beat the Broncos, and did so with the all 4 scoring drives coming after halftime, game winning drive. They tripled their offense from the first half to the second half, and Minshew was really good when he needed to be, and he's kind of shown the propensity to do that now. In Jacksonville, to their credit, I mean, without Nick Foles. And, Jalen Ramsey's situation is continuing to be whatever it is. He's a phenomenal defensive player, irrespective of how you feel about whatever's going on with him. I'm fine with him, missing for his kid there. Easy, buddy. Distracted by the sexiness of So I get the Jaguars have had a bunch of they had a bunch of reasons why they might suck, and they don't suck, and that's their credit. I'm not saying they're great, but they're definitely not bad, and that's pretty darn good. The Broncos, on the other hand, what in the world is happening? And then they lose Bradley Chubb. Ooh, it is bad. That's out of the frying pan to the fire. 0-4. Who could have seen it coming, CJ, that you signed Joe Flacco, and it does not lead to immediate success? Everybody. Oh, yeah, that's right. Everybody except John Elway. Why is John Elway? Listen, John Elway's a star, whatever, great quarterback, phenomenal career on the field. When is he going to take the big L on this? His quarterback evaluation skills are miserable. Look at what the Broncos have done. Outside of Peyton Manning and getting a broken down Peyton Manning.
He was great for 1 year.
He was great for 1 year,
and then won the Super Bowl the next one.
That's right. I mean, but he was broken down compared to what he was. And they made it work. Their defense was unbelievable during that run. And I say this is a guy, really a big Peyton fan, but he was bailed out by the defense. There were a lot of throws he just couldn't make. Yeah. Well, they go. What are we talking? Brock Osweiler. After this, the Paxton Lynch situation. Now you go out and you get Joe Flacco. Case Keenum.
Is it
like what is happening?
You're going to hate me for this. Is it arguable that other than Peyton Manning, the most recent decent quarterback they've had is Tim Tebow?
No, it's not that. I'm not arguing that.
I mean,
are you saying it's arguable in the sense of like?
I mean, you look at who they have now and all the quarterbacks they've gone through. I mean, he won playoff games for him at least.
Well, playoff game.
A playoff game. He went 7-4 in his full year with them. I guess.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying compared to the Paxton and Case Keenum and Brock Osweiler,
I mean, compared to a bunch of
bad quarterbacks,
he was a little bad quarterback, and so being kind of bad is better than being really bad. So yes, I would guess in that. But otherwise, it's been a disaster, and this is like John. I don't hear. I mean, I'm not in Denver, so I'm assuming. Yeah, I know, but I know they're huge. The Broncos are huge there. Are they calling for John Elway to be fired? Can they do that? I haven't heard
nationally.
That. Does it seem like nationally?
Usually, if that's happening locally, nationally it gets picked up, and I haven't seen that. And I think that because he is John Elway, because he's gotten them to numerous Super Bowls as a player and a general manager.
Guy's a legend,
and he's won
obviously.
them 3 Super Bowls as a player and a general manager. I think that they are giving him a longer leash than what you would see typically given to a front office staff.
I mean, again, basically, from Elway's standpoint, you're talking about on the field, truly amazing, but as the director of or GM or whatever you want to call whatever he's doing, So he was in 2011, January of 2011 is when he was hired.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, the quarterbacks have been Tim Tebow, as you mentioned, Kyle Orton, Peyton Manning had his run, which was by far the most successful. Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum, Joe Flacco. Dude,
I got nothing for you.
That's almost a decade.
Yeah.
That's Redskins level bad at quarterback. Like you can't get that bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 years too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowl is certainly, but that's Peyton Manning and that defense doing a lot of that work.
I mean, it is also masked by the fact that from 2011 to 2015, 13 wins, 13, 12, and 12.
Yeah.
First in that division. So it's also masked by that.
It's been a while, though.
Yeah. It's been 3 years, probably going to be 4 years.
They are 0-4, and they are looking every bit of 0-4.
And when you look at what the Chiefs have going on with their quarterback, like that dynamic is also going to start to grate fans and irritate them at a rate and at a level that may lead to some pressure being put on the Broncos to relieve John Elway of his duty.
Let's take a break. We'll come back, continue here in hour number 3 of the Experience Live at the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you, Red Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
This is what Flo from Progressive sounds like in one of our many hilarious commercials.
Hi, did you know that you can get a quote on your motorcycle insurance in under 3 minutes at Progressive.com? And did you know that saying hi makes even bad news sound good? Hi, you have high cholesterol. Hi, you're fine.
And this is what that same commercial sounds like on your motorcycle.
Hi, there's no more cake.
Yeah, even our commercials sound better on a bike. And with basic policy starting at $75 a year, Progressive helps keep you on yours. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created My Blue. My Blue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and My Blue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. My Blue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown has all your game day needs with 30 TVs. If your game is not on one of the 20 big screens, then sit in a booth with your own remote. The Vault has game day specials on pitchers, buckets of beer, and great food, which is the best thing about the Vault. This is not your normal sports bar. Chef Dirk Meitzler from On Tour and Cafe 621 has all his favorites like Chicken Newport and his new lobster enchilada. Open for lunch and dinner every day with lunch specials for $12 weekdays with a drink. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
There's no question that Memphis is on a roll the past 4 years. 20,000 more jobs, $19 billion in development, record unemployment. And thanks to the leadership of Mayor Jim Strickland, our police force is on the rise. Our pension is now fully funded, and we've passed 4 balanced budgets without a tax increase. There are those who want to take us back to higher taxes, back to a time when businesses and jobs were fleeing our city. This election, you have a choice between the past and the future, and the stakes couldn't be any higher. Early voting is going on now. You can early vote at any location through September 28th. Election Day is October 3rd. Let's keep Memphis moving forward. Jim Strickland, Leadership Matters.
Paid for by Friends of Jim Strickland, Paula Casey Treasurer.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
This Michael McDonald.
Of course it is.
All right.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the street trying to consume
skirts for the eve, so I can get some funk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. East side of the LBC.
That's what a lot of people don't know. That's where that came from. I mean, every beat has an origin. You know, every beat. I think there's like 5 beats that ever existed.
Oh yeah,
and they're all just.
Oh yeah,
everything is just a derivation of that.
Yes. I saw sometimes I get bored and I watch Make Another Beat, and they had DJ Manny Fresh, to break down how he came up with the beat for Back That Thing Up. And it was, yo, listen, we didn't have no money, I had a keyboard, so I put this part in. And then went and grabbed another keyboard and I put this part in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I chopped this part up right here, put it on a loop, and put that in. And then I had somebody blow some horns for the beginning. The dun, dun, dun. And I put that in. And that was it. That's all. I was like, oh, this seems pretty damn simple.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
I used to try to make beats when I was in
Did
school.
you really?
I did.
Okay. Like beats on the table or?
No, like you know, digital.
Okay.
Like I was messing with.
You get any good at it?
Have you heard any of my beats?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, all right.
There's your answer.
All right.
That was all right. It was fun. It was fun to try. Now we've talked a little baseball yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the baseball playoffs are underway tonight.
Yes.
Austin is so excited right now.
Yes.
Look at his little face.
I'll be more excited on Thursday though. When
Look
the
at his
Cardinals
face.
play.
Though. I mean, but look at him. He's so excited.
Yes.
I mean, wild card action, the wildest of wild cards. Who you like tonight?
Washington.
The Nats. So they're hot.
They are hot. They've been hot. They eliminated Bryce Harper, and the team Bryce Harper plays for out of contention.
Hotter than fish grease.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right about that. Also hot, the Houston Astros.
Yes.
And interesting. There's a big furniture store that's well known in Houston, Gallery Furniture. They're the guy that runs it is a guy named Mattress Mac, Jim McInvale.
Okay.
And they call him Mattress Mac. Mattress Mac is well known for doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Mattress Mac now is really out there again. We talked about Peyton Manning and the Broncos winning the Super Bowl. Well, one time they didn't win the Super Bowl. I was at that game when Seattle destroyed them.
Yes.
Well, Mattress Mac had a promotion back in 2015, said that he offered to refund all purchases during a 10-day promotion if the Seahawks beat the Broncos. Prior to Super Bowl, he said, if the Seahawks win, I'm refunding your purchases. Well, he expected to do $3 million in sales. He did $9 million. They ran out of furniture.
Oh, wow.
The night before the Super Bowl. They literally had no furniture in there. And then he was told that he felt good about the Broncos winning. And the Broncos obviously did not. And he did not insure it. And so he was just out
$9 million
in volume.
Good Lord.
That's not great. So he did another promotion. He's kind of, these promotions can cut both ways.
Mm-hmm.
He's out a lot now because he put the same thing out there. If the Astros win the World Series, he's going to refund purchases of mattresses costing $3,000 or more.
What?
So the high dollar mattresses, right? You got your high end mattresses. If the Astros win the World Series, he's got $10 million worth that are out there. So he's trying to hedge this, and he's trying to hedge his bet by betting on the Astros to win the World Series. Because if the Astros win, then he would win $20 million. So he doesn't pay this out unless the Astros win the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Astros win, he's out a lot of money. Unless he can hedge it, well, he's gonna be out a certain amount of money, and he wants to put down $10 million in bets to try to get $20 million plus if the Astros win. Oh my God. But sports books around Vegas aren't taking the action. There's one in Jersey who wants to take the action, but it's too much money to take because they're like, dude, we can't. Like, we're paying $20 million. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of liability for those sports books. The Astros are at a plus 220, I think, right now to win the World Series. So, Austin, you as a baseball guy, do you think the Astros are going to win the World Series? Do you think that's a good bet to make?
Yes. I've been calling Astros since the beginning. Said Astros, Dodgers from the beginning of the season, and Astros will win it.
Did you go buy a mattress from Mattress Mac?
I did not do that.
If you felt confident about it, you could have just, it's a free mattress right there.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I feel confident about that I have not put money on. Simply because I do not have the money to lose if I'm wrong.
This is wild.
Join the club.
This is wild. So, my man he's getting out. He's getting after it a little bit.
Yeah. That is bold. Also, my man's got enough money to just lose $9 million and not go out of business.
I mean,
and do it again and do it. And Peter, do it again
and keep doing it.
And keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Man,
you got to spend money to make money. Apparently,
he's not spending it; he's losing it.
You got to lose money to make money.
Oh, okay.
You know how that works.
Oh,
you got to lose money to make money.
I didn't know that's how that worked.
I've done the losing money part, so I feel like I'm just right.
Yeah, where's my money at? I've lost a ton of money.
I'm right there. I'm right on top of it. It's gonna happen. I'm just so close. Brandon Woodruff tonight against Max Scherzer. Tough to beat Max Scherzer in this situation. Brewers at the Nationals. Hey, the Brewers do have a winning record against the Nationals this season, but they don't have Christian Yelich. A lot of people thought that would be a problem for them. It was not enough. So, hey, you know what?
I mean, the loss of Christian Yelich, if I recall correctly, they were at the top of that division, if I'm not mistaken, when they lost them. So that did open the door for the Cardinals to make the run that they made and really catch up to them because the Brewers
but I mean,
lost a player like Yelich.
But it could have been a lot worse. So I mean,
it could have been. They got in as a wild card, so
he's a phenomenal talent. But in
he plays in the outfield.
You better believe it.
Yeah,
better believe it, buddy. Max Scherzer. What do you think? Good pitcher.
Great pitcher. Great pitcher. Great pitcher this season. I question his mentality going into a one-game situation where if one pitch being off leads to a home run and ends up costing your team, how do you keep mentally into the game, mentally engaged, and not let the pressure of the moment, the weight of the moment, weigh down on you and severely hamper your ability to compete?
Is this serious baseball analysis I'm hearing from Steven right now?
I'm
that
shocked
caught me
right
off
now.
guard. I was ready for goofiness there.
He is legit questioning Max Scherzer's mentality.
I mean, that was straight up analysis.
We see it going on with Clayton, the homie out
Clayton
west.
Kershaw.
We see it from him from time to time, virtually every time he plays in the postseason. For whatever reason, that moment gets to be too much for him.
Precisely why I picked the Astros to beat the Dodgers.
And he ends
What is
up
happening right now?
Folding.
CJ, do you actually watch a little baseball on the sly?
Austin, have you not heard? Have you not heard my baseball corner? Of course, I watch baseball on the side. I know what I'm talking about. Damn it!
This show is taking a whole other turn.
I mean, it's remarkable.
What is remarkable? You guys are here every day, every single day, and about once a week, I hit you with a baseball corner, and you guys are just shocked that I come at you with this type of heat, this type of fire, this type of knowledge. Go back and listen to what I said yesterday. I was on fire then also. Go back and listen to what I said when Yelich got injured. How that would open the door for somebody behind them to come in and steal that division from the Brewers. Go back and listen to that.
Well, for what it's worth, Max Scherzer, his last 4 starts in the postseason, not been great. His last 4 runs, in fact, he has struggled mightily. In his 0 for 4, has not won a game in the postseason since 2013. And maybe you're onto something here.
I am. I most certainly am.
Kershaw is 9-10 in the postseason, so you are also
4-5. Scherzer's 4-5 in the postseason overall. CJ, unbelievable.
Yes, thank you. I don't know what's unbelievable. It should be very believable that I would have that type of take postseason baseball that's happening today.
I'm listen.
Yeah, today.
Just keep rolling with it.
By the way, when Yelich got hurt, Milwaukee was already out of first place.
Were they out?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was.
They went 13-4 without Yelich. I think was to finish out the season.
But those 4 losses, man, they really could have used them.
We were so close to having CJ nail all the baseball takes.
Yes. But for the record, I don't nail all the anything takes.
No, I mean you don't nail any takes.
No, any
ever
so, at all.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you nailed one was wonderful. I do think that I do appreciate the San Diego Padres owner Ron Fowler, who says we sucked. I appreciate. I always like it when owners. He said, "Why wouldn't I be candid? We suck." It was a cathartic process just to sit down and say it was the worst 2.5 months of ownership for me. It was embarrassing for me. We sucked. There were some days I didn't want to get out of bed. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Appreciate that.
No coach speak there.
Let's keep it real.
Yes.
The Padres, of course, spent $5 jillion on Manny Machado.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to bring in Joe Madden. Watch. Here we go.
Well, they were okay for a while. They weren't terrible, and then the last 2 months of the season was oh boy.
Bottom fell out.
Yikes. So I don't know. I don't. Maybe bring in Joe Madden. See if I can get Fernando Tatis Jr. Get the most out of him. He's a superstar in the making. So they tell me. They being people other than you.
Yeah, I've definitely said that he is a superstar in the making.
You never told me that.
I haven't.
Nope.
I haven't told you what's
Not
my
one
man's
time.
name, that he was a superstar in the making.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, whatever his name is a superstar in the making. That guy going to be a stud.
Who do you think who's going to be the star of this postseason, the Major League Baseball postseason? Well, give me a specific name, not just
give you a specific name.
The name of the guy that's going to be the star, the breakout star of this postseason.
There's so many names to choose from. Peter.
Is it going to be Jim? Is it going to be Bill? Could it be Larry?
Aaron Judge? I rock with Judge. I think the
Yankees.
Can he be a breakout star?
Yeah, he's already broken out.
He's broken out. He's pretty much out.
But he hasn't broken out like in the postseason. It hadn't popped off. You want somebody under the radar,
like a Glaber Torres or something.
like somebody under the radar who's going to do really well in the postseason.
Yeah, if you want to give me a Yankee, that's the guy.
It's Labor Day. I hate that call. Just because it's the Yankees.
John Sterling.
He's classic. John is great.
It is high. It is far. It is gone.
The Yankees win.
Labor Day.
All rise. Ugh. Oh, there's so many. It's too easy for him. There's so many on that team.
I know. The names are. They can only sign players whose name cannot be used as puns. That should be the rule. What about like a
Jordan Alvarez, perhaps?
Yeah.
Are we saying Michael Brantley is a?
Star? Brantley played for the Indians before. I don't know if you could say he's
breaking out.
Like Cody Bellinger kind of doesn't.
Cody Bellinger.
Like the big superstars, you can't really count them because they're expected. No, not really. I wouldn't say he's a superstar.
I think that
he's
works.
well known. That
works.
works.
So we'll go Michael Brantley.
So Michael Brantley on the Astros.
I'm a
Astros.
I'm a Jordan Alvarez guy.
Okay.
Or maybe it could be Acuna.
I mean, I certainly hope it is a Cardinal because I would love to see them win the World Series. But Jack Flaherty has already broken out.
Could be Jack Flaherty because I think he's definitely broken out, but I don't know on a stage that big. That's a little bit different. Could be. Frontline pitchers are very special when it comes to the postseason. When you get a guy like that and he dominates, he throws in 2 or 3 starts in a row where he goes 7-8 strong and mows down really good hitters. That's big. You've seen a lot of pitchers make a name for themselves by having those kinds of runs.
I mean, if the Cardinals win every game he starts, then they could certainly have a chance. But Dakota Hudson's going to have to show up as well.
Well, they bet. Well, I mean, but they got. They'll be okay. I think it's a fine. Flaherty's the best, but it's a fine rotation.
Texter texted in and said, "Did we talk about Austin Riley?"
We did not. But
another great one.
That's an Olive Branch kid.
Old DeSoto Central standout. Played. Now he's with the Braves.
Yeah. I think and Riley he's really good, man. He's really, really good. I don't know if it's going to come through maybe a little early, but maybe not. A lot of young the Braves, man, they've really rebuilt the right way. Very much kind of in the mold of the Astros, where you kind of tear it down to the studs and you go and you make some smart acquisitions and get several big time prospects and you hit on them. You got to hit all of them, and they hit pretty much every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, with Ronald Acuna and Dansby Swanson, and they had Freddie Freeman. They brought in Josh Donaldson. I mean, they're really good lineup.
They've pretty much hit all those guys and developed them really well. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap up this edition of The Experience. And a surprising and an unbelievable amount of actual baseball talk just took place. I mean,
you guys have been you guys have made me so proud the last 2 days.
2 in a row of just really legit baseball talk on this program. So I mean, my God, what's happening? It's incredible.
We may have to thank CJ for that.
Nope. We're not doing that. Where did that come from? We're definitely not doing that. But we'll find out. Maybe I will. I don't know. I probably won't. We'll return after this as we continue on The Experience. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 961 87.7.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
I know I say this all the time.
What, that Central Barbecue goes perfectly with whatever's happening this month?
Well, yeah, but this month it's really true.
Because it's the baseball playoffs.
Well, yeah, and...
We're in the heart of college football season where a lot of the biggest games happen. What better time for Central Barbecue?
Well, come on, let me...
And, of course, the race is really on in the NFL, and what goes better with football than Central Barbecue?
All right, seriously.
And if, it's also the beginning of hockey season.
That's not fair. You wouldn't even let me see hockey season?
Central Barbecue and sports always go great together.
What he said.
There's no question that Memphis is on a roll the past 4 years. 20,000 more jobs, $19 billion in development, record unemployment. And thanks to the leadership of Mayor Jim Strickland, our police force is on the rise. Our pension is now fully funded, and we've passed 4 balanced budgets without a tax increase. There are those who want to take us back to higher taxes, back to a time when businesses and jobs were fleeing our city. This election, you have a choice between the past and the future, and the stakes couldn't be any higher. Election Day is October 3rd. Let's keep Memphis moving forward. Jim Strickland, Leadership Matters.
Paid for by friends of Jim Strickland, Paula Casey Treasurer.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown has all your game day needs with 30 TVs. If your game is not on one of the 20 big screens, then sit in a booth with your own remote. The Vault has game day specials on pitchers, buckets of beer, and great food, which is the best thing about the Vault. This is not your normal sports bar. Chef Dirk Meitzler from On Tour and Cafe 621 has all his favorites like Chicken Newport and his new lobster enchilada. Open for lunch and dinner every day with lunch specials for $12 weekdays with a drink. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
Introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park. Top Tracer gathers data such as distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Compete against friends in a points game, long drive, and virtual golf at courses such as Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Golf and Games Family Park is a great setting for group and company outings, golf lessons, or individual practice. Experience fun, friends, family, and introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
know what? I mean, what I'm told, this is just, I'm getting news in as we do throughout the show. That's what we do. That's a gentleman by the name of Gino Vanelli. And
that's a smooth name.
I heard that Gino Vanelli, not to be confused with the interim head coach of the Rutgers team, Nunzio Campanile, but we got the Italian names flying high here.
You were waiting for a moment to drop his name into the show somewhere.
Hey, we'll have to ask Greg about that. I think he's coming to Memphis Madness. Gino Vanelli. I think that's going to be the song.
Ooh. Look, they're talking about doing something special with the court again.
How amazing would that be if that was great. If that was the act? It's like,
would be great.
We got Gino Vanelli, and he's like, I just want to stop and tell you how I feel about you, man. Boo! I did see on the old Instagram that Lil Baby is making an appearance at Penny Hardaway College.
Lil Baby going to Penny Hardaway College, baby.
PHC.
Yeah.
That's who we got here?
PHC, not PHU.
No, not THC either.
No.
Although Lil Baby may be acquainted with some of that.
He is definitely acquainted with some of that.
So Lil Baby, how you feel about Lil Baby? We had a discussion, Jaren Jackson Jr. yesterday had a discussion about Lil Baby, and he and John Moran apparently are having something of a battle.
Oh.
Betwixt the two of them about whether Lil Baby and I forget the other one. Gunna?
Yeah.
Gunna. There was Lil Baby versus Gunna. And this is the kind of the battles that go on with the young Grizzlies. But Lil Baby, you're going to be in person apparently to deal with all this.
Okay. This will be good.
Is Lil Baby, does that get you excited?
Me? Mm-hmm. No. Does it get the younger guys excited? The kids excited?
Does that qualify as a big enough get when we're talking about Drake and Timberlake and all these last year? Does Lil Baby count? Can you name me one Lil Baby song?
I cannot, no. But Lil Baby is real hot if you are
in the streets?
Like, yes. If you are in the streets or if you're like 14 to 26, 27.
Lil Baby, by the way, is a guy by the name of Dominique Jones who was drafted by the Grizzlies. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you. I was like, wait, what? Lil Baby wasn't drafted.
Actually, the Grizzlies did technically draft Dominique Jones one time.
Okay.
And they sold that pick to the Dallas Mavericks.
Dang, this Lil Baby.
But it was not this Dominique Jones. No, this was a different Dominique Jones, as I understand it. I mean, that would be quite a story, but no, I believe so. No, he's out there. He's out there on the streets. He and Gunna, they're friends, and they're maybe they're both going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Baby's going to be here. Maybe Gunna's going to be here too.
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be. It would be.
Would it be?
Yeah, for the younger fans there, for the college age kids there, you want to get the students out. This will help do it. This will help ingratiate you towards them. And we all know that this sort of event is really for the recruits. So, and the recruits are in that age group that really rock with these rappers. What is it? Gunna and Lil Baby. I'm gonna say Young Guns. That was a different rap group.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, you're not young.
No, Peter, I am far from that, good sir.
So I mean the new rap. Do you know Z Money?
I am unaware of this person you call Z Money.
YNW Melly?
Yes, I know him.
Featuring Schoolie?
I don't know Schoolie.
What's YNW stand for?
I don't know.
Okay. Lil B?
Yes.
Lil
B.
Lil Gray?
Don't know Lil Gray.
Rucci?
Is Lil Gray a real rapper?
Lil Gray's a real rapper.
I don't know Rucci.
These are all real.
I don't know Lil Gray or Rucci.
Black Cray?
No.
We know Post Malone.
Yeah, he's not a rapper. We can argue about this. You can at me. He's an R&B singer.
That's fine.
He is singing.
He does sing. I get you. Lizzo, right?
Yeah, but she's not a rapper either.
Nah, not right. I'm just saying, I'm trying to find hits that like people might know, crossover, and would also get the young people and maybe some of the older people in.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Baby, Gunna, maybe Gunna. I don't know. I'm putting Gunna out there. It's not.
Okay.
Lil Baby apparently is coming according to Instagram to Penny Hardaway College.
Penny Hardaway College, PHC.
Unless there's another Penny Hardaway College out there, which there may well be. I don't know. We got to get out of here. Big thanks to Lil Baby. for joining us later this week in Memphis.
Little baby lives in Memphis. No, little baby don't.
No.
Little baby Memphis?
No.
Little baby.
Atlanta, right?
I think.
Anyway, big thanks, though. Big thanks to all the folks on Bluff City Law. Good episode last night, apparently. I don't know. Still not watching it. But I hope it's good. Hope everything does well. Big thanks to Austin. Great stuff. Big thanks to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Big thanks to Omari Sankofa for joining us.
Yep.
Thanks to, Gardner Minshew. Yeah.
Texas man in the NFL.
Thanks to all our texters and callers,
Yeah.
of course. And thanks to
Peter, it's my birthday. You gonna thank me?
Is it your birthday, really?
No.
Well, no, I'm not thanking you.
It was yesterday.
No, it wasn't.